Thank you very much. I carried with my knee pads on this year.
Yeah, it's you're actually going to have to be significant.
Very good afternoon and welcome to Sales Main Oval this afternoon. Round 3 of the Alinta Energy Gippsland League coming to you live on TRFM across Gippsland and the Valley. It is Sale taking on Warragul. Sale have started the season 0-2, but they've got their stars doing their little bit. They need an even contribution from all 18 players out on the park. Back on their home deck looking for their first win. While for the Gulls, they've had one win, a good one, away from home, and then a disappointing loss last week against the Tigers. The balance of attack to defence. Who will win today's game? Either a first win for the Pies or 2 wins to start the season for the Gulls. Certainly will be a talking point come the end of the season. Great to have your company. My name's Daryl Cooling. My co-caller this afternoon is Rob Popplestone. Poppy, good afternoon to you.
G'day, Scott. G'day, Gippsland. Hope you're enjoying what is a long weekend as we honour those fallen with an Anzac Day ceremony prior to the break. But, it is... Well, it's unfolding as a really crucial game, obviously for Sale. No one wants to start their season 0-3, but they've got a fight in their hands, boys, today.
Who wins, Pop?
Warragul for me, 17 points.
Warragul 17. Good to have Daniel Hutchison with us. Beast, how are you?
Yeah, good afternoon, Scud. Good afternoon to all of our listeners. For me, I'm going to go along with Poppy too. I think Warragul are going to be a little bit too strong. There's a bit argy-bargy already.
Lang already.
Warragul for me.
All right, first quarter underway. Paul Carter's with us. We'll get to him in a moment. It's Wibley and Leslie to get things underway with a good tap down from Leslie to Whitehill. Kick to half forward. Eggleslie Smith was there. Hand on it there from McLaren. Get a handball out, but Jed Lamb playing across a half back. Quick kick to the wing area. Whitehill wins it. Does a don't argue on Harrison, but got pinged for holding the footy. And Harrison for the Gulls will win it. Goes to half forward on a long searching lead. Nicely done. And Grimmich takes the mark. Too far out to score. Goes in towards the hot spot. Beautiful kick. Isaac Wallace takes the mark for the Gulls. And the youngster, Sam Grummich, was a nice kick inside forward 50.
Lovely build up there by the Gulls. A lot of forward craft there by a big in for Warragul this year is Braden Fowler. He just managed to get a bit of body on his opponent and just allow that space in that hole, and perfectly executed kick too, just dropped it perfectly.
We'll get to Jed Lamb playing half-back in a moment, Beast, but Wallace will have a shot from about 40 metres out, on its way, loves it off the boot, celebrated before the goal umpire could give the all clear. Isaac Wallace gets us going for the Gulls. Just for the record, I think Sale can win by a point.
And Sale by 10.
Thank you, Paul Cutter.
Yeah, so the Jed Lamb ones is very interesting, Daryl. I didn't even catch up on that. I was looking at a couple other matchups. Interesting. I'm not sure what his tactic is there. I think maybe is it to allow a Braden Fowler to be that focal point up forward, or is it an Isaac Wallace who's just slotted their first goal through? So interesting. He's gone to half back, and he looks like he's gone to Ronke. Harry, that is. So we'll keep an eye on that one, and a couple other matchups we'll get to very shortly, Darryl.
Just taken 1 minute to have a score on the Metricon home scoreboard, and that's that 1 goal to Warragul.
And I like the way he's sort of quarterbacking back there, Jed Lamb, giving direction. So maybe that's part of it, like a Hirrigan or a Kelty or others in the league. As the ball's thrown up, nice work. Free kick goes the way of Hobbs. Is it going to be advantage? No. Ball will be brought back. I think Whitehill gave that one away. And
that could be 50.
It is 50.
Yeah.
So just a lack of concentration there, unfortunately.
Didn't he?
So I'll tell you what he just looked at. Jed Lamb is running off around the back for a quick handball. He was never going to get it because his player was tailing him very, very much on his back. Egmalesi Smith thought, I better put a stopper up here, but he was so close to the man with the ball in Hobbs, I think it was.
Yep.
Hobbs had the ball and Egmalesi Smith just got caught out, not concentrating.
So they might have 2 goals on the board and there's no more than 5 possessions from memory. Paul Cutter will correct me in just a moment, but here we go. Straight out of the centre and straight through the centre, if you do not mind. A dream start for the visiting side, Tom Hobbs.
2 goals straight, 12 on the Metricon home scoreboard. That's the Warragul score after just 3 minutes of play in this first quarter.
You'd love to just be a little bit of I can't say a fly on the wall because there's no walls out on the ground, but there's a bit of argy-bargy, bit of pushing, bit of, definitely a bit of feeling in this one early. And Shannon Lang looks like he's getting manned up by James Davison from Warragul. So,
and then the other come in to help, and obviously Jack Johnson comes in. Ronke comes in as well. So there's going to be a lot of niggle because James Davison loves that.
Yep.
That's what we love about him.
Yep, and I tell you right now, I mean, they're wearing separate shorts, but they may as well be wearing the same pair. That's how close they are.
There's a couple of good matchups. Leslie taps it down. Wibley tries to do some groundwork.
Nice work.
And Davison caught one, a little cheap one too.
He's set.
Yep, it certainly was. They go forward again. Here's Hobbs inside the centre square. Drives it inside forward 50. My man Fowler can't complete the mark, but he's got the free kick. One of my favourite players in the competition. Great to have him back in the Gippsland League. Fowler's going to go back from 15 metres out. He'll turn and salute me if he kicks it.
You'd want to hope so.
And was it Jack Johnston that come off the half-back line just to let James Davidson know he was around? Just to break that hard tag that he'd been putting on Shannon Lang.
Yeah, absolutely, Poppy. Spot on.
Braden Fowler, slightish angle, 15 metres out. The great man's back. He's back in a big way. Oh. Good to have you back in the league, Braden. First goal of the afternoon.
And they're back at it already in the centre of the ground. They're fisticuffing each other, grabbing each other's jumpers. Nothing too serious, but clearly Jack Johnson's not going to stand for his star player being heavily tagged like that. He came through like a steam train and just sorted Davidson out. He dropped him would say dropped him behind play, but it was probably fair bump. Yep. But he was definitely sucking in some air. But really good finish by big Braden Fowler. Looks like he's primed for a big day, I think. Big fella. 3
goals straight, 18, and only played 4 minutes of the first quarter. That's the score on the Metricon home scoreboard for Warragul with their 18-point lead over Sale.
I'll tell you one thing, Pop, doing this all the time, it tires you out pretty quick.
It does.
We've all been there.
I'm exhausted. We're 4 minutes in. Here we go. Wibley beaten to the ball, maybe. Call it 50-50. First player there will be Lang. He's taken hard. Good hard tackle, and they've got the numbers around the ball. Free kick behind play from a player from the umpire that was at least 50 metres away from the play. Warragul are at their full forward line. It was against...
I think it was Hobbs. I think it was the tackle.
Yeah, so Shannon Lang's...
Back. Yep.
Shannon Lang is got his knees, hands on knees, on his haunches. He was taken hard, and he hit the head on the ground as well. So the umpire picked up what was a hard tackle, seemingly, but unfair in his eyes. He goes short, finds a teammate. Nicely done, Will Leslie. Geez, they've closed them down too. Will Leslie comes grandstand side, but he won't find the man. They're rattled. His home team's rattled at the moment. Cut off nicely. It is by Lucas Carter.
Here's the man, Davison, in the middle. He'll want to slow things up, but he plays on quickly. Right foot out towards Hobbs, who started early. Stearns there as well. Gathers it, gives a handball to Hobbs. Hobbs, inboard handball. He's under pressure for Kai McLean. Squeezed a handball back to Carter. His quick kick. Hot spot. Body work was good. Couldn't complete the mark. Sanini. And now working it out nicely for the Magpies was McLean. Drives it down the middle of the ground. Back with a flight. Harrison can't complete the mark though. A quick handball from Masterson was nearly cut off. Working hard, Wrigglesworth at ground level. And the umpire crosses the arm. We have a stoppage. Good game of footy so far. It's a 18-point margin to the visitors. Warragul to start this game. Wibley grabs it out of the ruck, left the footy behind. Johnson's there, lost the footy. And now he's lying on his back as the pack forms around him.
One of the two teams are really going to have to look at settling down this game a little bit. They cannot sustain the sort of game they're playing right now. It's hot.
So Wibley gets the tap, but it falls in the arms of Whitehill, who goes inside 50. At this stage, though, it's Jed Lamb who overruns what probably he should have taken, and he wished he did because Sale, the home side, are going to go into attack. Taken off it was Whitehill. Fiercely fought for around about half-forward flank before the umpire takes control. So Sale kicking to the scoreboard end, or the left of radio if you're listening, but trailing 3 goals to no score in the opening minutes of this first quarter. Ball bounced down, gathers metres. Here he comes, Lang, busts a tackle, runs 10 and kicks for goal.
Wow.
And he gets an absolute beauty and lets every opposition player around know what he's capable of.
And it's on beast.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of feeling in this. I'm not sure where this has all come from for these two sides, but clearly Sale a little bit rattled maybe early. Warragul have started really hot, and they're clearly going to go in hard and really target certain players. If Shannon Lake had an injury cloud on him start of this game, he's definitely going to be feeling it, that's for sure.
And we've reached the 8-minute mark. 4 goals on the board, 3 goals straight, 18 to Warragul, 1 goal straight, 6 to Sale on the Metricon home scoreboard. A lead of 12 points to the Warragul team.
So just waiting for the ball to get them back into the middle. This is hot. It's a great start.
You get the feeling the coaches may have called on some Anzac Day attributes, because we're certainly seeing some courage and some hard hitting as well.
Try to win the footy was Harrison in the middle. McLean's there. Swoops on it. McLaren, sorry. And he drives it out towards Egmalesi-Smith, wearing the short sleeves this afternoon. 50 metres out, left foot chiseling kick. Oh, Campbell couldn't complete the mark. Egmalesi-Smith goes back, wins it for his coach. Handballs to Johnson. Good tackle, good umpiring, right in front of the pass players, Hill.
He was probably lucky he got away with that, Egmalesi-Smith.
Yeah, I thought he was out.
His left boot, his left boot looked like it was over at the bar.
Yeah, thought the same.
First quarter for Metricon Homes. Be inspired by Metricon, and you love where you live. The Metricon's More Love celebration is now on. Thousands of dollars to spend on bonus luxuries and designer signature homes for just 10 grand. Margin sits at 12. Warragul lead it. Hobbs is there, and Davidson as well. Davidson got wrapped up in the tackle from Johnson.
Interesting, Johnson just went to that ruck contest in the forward half there for Sale, but now the big fella Leslie's jogged down from the wing and he'll take the place.
And he gets the tap down, does Leslie, finds McLaren. He can't get past the tackle. The umpire says fair tackle. And there the feeling sort of overflows again between both players. There's some heat in this game.
Poppy, 10 minutes though. Paul Carter, how many free kicks?
3.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Just the way we like it.
Well, that's the way it should be. And tell you what, there's been a lot more physical contact that we saw last night. Lang, he's got one. Can he get 2? Oh, just loses a handle on it and gets a body on the way through. It's cleared the area. Behind play, there's some physical stuff. Keep an eye on that. I've got the race for pace on the outer side. And winning that pace is Boy, B-O-I. Goes to centre-half forward, kick not quite right. Finds Ronke at centre-half back, who wants to play on down the corridor where the ruckman's presented in Leslie. Leslie honours a lead from the Eggman, Egmalesi-Smith. He contests well. Wibley does the roving, can you believe that? And lays a tackle. Good work by him. Inside forward 50 for the home side Sale. But Warragul have got the numbers and they'll ease the pressure. Although the kick out of defence wasn't great, it does find the boundary and gives all players a chance to reset.
Including those just absolutely whipping through the interchange bench. So both sides look like they've made a bulk number of interchange right then. A few blokes, I think, need to just calm down and get their breath.
We'll check with Addy down at ground level in a moment as Lang works from the stoppage, gives a handball to Leslie again. He's going to go inside forward 50. Campbell's the target over their heads. And over the boundary line we go for a boundary throw-in right in front of LB Phillips down there. Addy Howe at ground level. It's frantic early.
Yeah, boys, heaps of interchanges just happened then. Players need to compose themselves. It's hot and fiery out there. I can feel the tension from down here.
Addy at ground level, all thanks to Carpet Country this afternoon. Leslie tried to grab it out of the ruck. Campbell tried to run onto it, left it behind. And Whitehill gives a 1-2. Gets it back eventually onto the left foot. A dangerous spot. Carter, the youngster, does well. A big job this afternoon playing on Ig Malesi-Smith. Carter goes short to Masterson. Masterson will go back to Carter. That's not 15. The umpire agrees with me and says play on. Carter's kick to the wing. Keenan Boy, he's a youngster. Loves the way he goes. Handballs forward. Looking for a teammate and he finds him. Vinny Kaya's there. Right foot delivery in towards the direction of Fowler, but in the front spot. Dropping the mark. Should have taken Hutchin. Great little slick handball. Fowler's going to get 2 from the goal square. Great little slick hands too. It was from Stern who gave it to Stewart. And on the end of it was Fowler.
They never really looked out of control in the Warragul forwards. There was a few little slip over underfoot, but they were classy enough to just be able to be composed, maintain their feet and get a nice little flick off handball, and Fowler finishes off strong.
12-minute mark. We've had 5 goals on the board, 5 goals straight. In fact, 4 goals straight, 24 to Warragul, to 1 goal straight, 6 Sale. That's the metric on home scoreboard. Warragul leading by 18 points.
Yeah, and outside the brilliance of Shannon Lang, Warragul look really well set up, Beast.
They do. There's a couple of really good matchups, definitely down back for Warragul, with Masterson, looks like he's going with Leslie, and Mulqueen is actually manned up on Jordan Descent, who hasn't really come out of that forward goal square just yet.
Ball to be thrown back up. Leslie takes the ball from air. Can't get a possession though. Fighting at ground level. Warragul win that 50-50 contest. They got the chance to clear the area. Can they do it? Wallace Isaac tried to, couldn't. And now dispossessed. Leslie gets another chance. Sends them inside forward 50. Kick off the boot. Looked fair. Couldn't find a teammate. And now it spills out. They get a second chance to the home side. Kicking to the scoreboard end. But tackled fiercely was Leslie. And there'll be a ball up 35 metres from goals. That's Sale's goal. Sale just the 1 straight kick. 1 goal. And Warragul 4 goals straight. 5 goals straight we've seen today in the opening quarter. And right now there's a fight for the ball, still 30 metres from Sale's goals.
Beast, Johnson has done a little bit of ruck work in the forward in the past as well. And he does this quite effectively and been able to get a couple of goals exactly like that.
Well called, Daryl.
If you don't mind, grabs it out of the ruck and takes it and kicks the goal.
That was a Tom Hawkins style ruck contest for Jack Johnson. He's just outbodied his opponent. The big ruckman there. Looks like Jake Hughes actually doing the ruck work now for Warragul. Just outbodied him, grabbed it out of the ruck. Nice little snap around the body. Superb finish by the coach.
4 goals straight, Warragul, 24 points, to 2 goals straight, 12 Sale. Metric on home scoreboard. 14-minute mark just coming up right now.
Good work, Nostradamus. Saw that one coming before it actually happened.
Worked out well.
Yeah, did
Like
indeed.
Pre-planned that before the game, I reckon.
Yeah. Ball thrown up. Leslie, gets rid of his opponent all too easily. Coming through
tackle,
for Sale was McLaren, who was tackled very hard. Wallace is going to get a chance in it. Loses his feet. Opens the door for an opposition player in Cutler. He's taken ball and all right at the top of the arc. Centre half forward true. 50 metres from Warragul's goals. Leslie, again, taps down, uses his bulk, his strength, and McLaren tries to get a kick away, can't, has another go at it. A quick kick comes from Freeman to the real centre circle. Now, first player there is going to be Butcher, Josh. Feeds it out, he does. Johnson, who kicked the beauty. Oh, he went searching for Lang, couldn't quite find that player. And now his direct opposition for Warragul was Davidson, who came through. He fights hard, ground level. Umpire needs to come in and does.
So as we clearly see, it's going to be a big battle of the midfields. They've got both stacked in their midfield, but this is where Sale can get on top with the backup ruckman. Let's call him in Jake Hughes for Warragul.
Lang with a quick kick around the body. Leslie has gone forward for the Magpies. Top of the 50. Grummich is there. Handball over the top to Masterson. Right foot deliveries. Beautiful kick. And spots up Harrison. That's James. Nice kick inboard to Stern. Diving down. He's still a couple of kicks away from being a deep entry. Gets called to play on. Back to Harrison, who ran on. Chiseling kick nicely done to Sanini.
Look, they're moving
Draws the handball to Stern from 50 out. Over the back. Is it my man? It is. Fowler. He's got 3. And that's a Zambrero goal at a contender. Braden Fowler has 3 first quarter goals for the Gulls.
You nailed it there, Poppy. The movement from Warragul is really impressive. They're just running the lines. They're breaking lines. They run past handball. they're just really exposing Sale. Sale look really flat-footed when Warragul are playing like that. Deep, quick entries like that is really going to be hard to stop for Sale.
And we've got 7 goals on the board in 16 minutes. It's amazing. 7 goals straight, 5 straight 30 to Warragul, to 2 goals straight 12 Sale. 18-point lead to Warragul on the Metricon home scoreboard.
We weren't wrong about Fowler being, more of a stay-at-home deep forward. He actually, as I'm talking, he's walking up to centre-half forward. But he looks in really good form, Braden Fowler.
Absolutely. How long do you keep Will Leslie forward? Obviously, Freeman's generally that forward. Leslie's generally back. They like the run, but gee whiz, they trail by 18 points at the moment. And every time Warragul go inside forward 50, they look dangerous. Leslie, for me, Will has to go back. They've got to make the change.
And Will Leslie's run off half-back line puts pressure on these direct opponents. And that's probably what they need to draw those forwards out of their comfort zone and out of where they wish to be as Leslie gets a tap. Maybe Wibley won that one, in fact, but it fell in the arms of McLaren anyway. That's Jack type. Warragul's desperation at the ball is causing some problems, though. They just can't get any clean air in this home side at the moment. And as a result, Warragul with numbers around the ball and running nicely through Hobbs and now Lamb go inside their forward 50, but cut off nicely it is. And I reckon that could be Ashton Wright for the Sale side, who goes short.
To Lang. They get a handball across now to a teammate.
He dropped it.
Dropped the footy, yep. Good call, Pop. Vinny Kaya. And Vinny's good to see him back out there as well, coming back from a knee reco. Missed all of last season. A great little player, got some wheels. Too far out to score on this occasion, though. But he'll put it to the dangerous spot. Out the back. Mo, free kick was paid. Wallace is working hard at ground level. So's Ashton Wright there. Free kick will go Wright's way, or is it coming back to Mason Anea? I think it might be Anea. So Anea gets it, gives a handball back to Ronke. On the last line of defence, Ronke's a long searching kick looking for the brother in Harry in front of Lamb, and Harry will see it go over for a boundary throw in. 18 minutes into the first quarter for Metricon Homes. Love where you live. It's an 18-point margin to the visiting Warragul side.
So at right half-back flank for the home side. Ball to be thrown back in. Wibley to do the ruckwork against Johnson. Wibley got the tap. Can he find a teammate? He can. Who in turn was taken ball and all, so the umpire will assume control. Just forward of right half-back flank now. That's Sale's defensive area. Wibley gets another tap. Nicely done. Can't find a teammate on this occasion. Umpire lets play go, and then he's going to call holding the ball. Wow. So it's going to go the way of Warragul. It's going to go the way of Hobbs, and he's got a leading player. Good contest. Stood tall. Play on's the call. Hit hard was Anea. He's taking time to get up, and as was the bloke Zach Stewart who hit the player. Another free kick to go Warragul's way. Meanwhile, in the centre of the oval, Jed Lamb wants more of a 50-metre penalty, and they've taken Jed on. Meanwhile, Warragul sensibly have played on, and they do it through Hobbs. Hobbs goes to the right pocket. Can he find a winner? Well, he anticipated, did Vinny Kaya. There was a player right behind him as he kept the ball in. He couldn't, and it will spill out 30 metres from goals. That's Warragul's goals, and we've played just on 19 minutes of this first quarter. Warragul 5 straight, Sale 2 straight.
Well, they had the opportunity. They had the numbers in Warragul. They outnumbered due to that little bit of a scuffle that Sale found themselves in over on that half-forward flank, and they just didn't capitalise with the numbers.
Johnson spun around the tackle, handballs out towards Tatterson, got rid of the footy and then still held on to. Umpire said it was okay. Ground level there was Whitehill. Stern gets a handball forward towards Harrison Camp. And now he's going to fight. He tries to stand up being tackled. Tatterson was there. No one can really get a clean handle on it. Picked up there by McLean. His kick goes right out of bounds on the full. Looks to be Butcher who has the free kick there. 20-minute mark of this first quarter for Metricon. And in the end, we'll turn it over. Chest mark there goes in the way of Lucas Carter. Chiseling kick, Johnson's in the way. A little bit of back and forth at the moment. Right, defensive 50 is the coach of Sale.
Yeah, Johnson's just saying to his teammates, let's just settle a bit. And then he plays on, does a pirouette, comes grandstand side, Lang, good option, finds that play. It was hotly pursued, as has been the case, by James Davidson.
Issue is now, Poppy, they've got nothing down the line.
No, you're right, spot on. And
Warragul have just got numbers back.
And as a result of that, it goes over the boundary line.
Which is probably a good result, really, for Sale, because Lang just looked up and I mean, he grubbed the kick a little bit. If it didn't probably do that, it was going to go straight into the hands of a Warragul player anyway with their numbers.
Lang might be calling for an interchange. I think he's starting to feel the pinch as well. Wibley, with his front position, gets the tap. Nicely done. Davidson handballs it off, finds a teammate. Well done. That teammate was Grummich. And it goes over the boundary line again. And there'll be a boundary throw in right in front of our Gippsland live commentary team. The great man Scud Cooling, Paul Carter, and the Beast.
So it looks like Jack Johnson's actually doing the ruck work now, and Leslie's gone down forward to have a spell.
Interesting that he does it right here, but that's okay. Good work by McLaren. Gets a handball back. Tatterson. Oh, the tackle continues on. Addy Howes at ground level, right in front of you down there, Addy.
Yeah, boys, after Stewart has just had that hit, he's come off. It looks like he's hurt his right ribs, but we'll keep an eye on it.
Interesting one. That was where he stormed out of the forward line.
Yeah.
Lots happening at ground level, as you can hear through Addy's effects mic, and hitting that at pace is Harrison.
I tell you what, Warragul are up for this contest in a big way.
Yeah, absolutely they are.
They are taking it up to Sale. They're not being intimidated when Sale come back at them either.
Big moments, all thanks to the Mall Bowling Club. The bistro's back open 7 days a week there. Pot and Palmer tonight for $25. Good kick to Vinny Kaya.
All of a sudden, their round one win wasn't so surprising now that I'm actually physically here watching how they're playing.
Yep. So Kaya plays on, gains a little bit of meterage, goes in the direction of Stewart.
Oh,
Takes
your left
grab.
beauty.
And Zach Stewart,
Bang.
elevated, took a nice grab over the back heels, 2 in line, and directly in front will go back. They lead by 18 points in this first quarter for Metricon.
Isaac Wallace lines up with the yellow boots.
Not Zach Stewart with the yellow boots also. Thank you, Daniel Hutchison. That's why you're the best in the business.
Oh, you're welcome, Daryl.
Isaac Wallace directly in front, should not miss. On its way, left footer, and it doesn't miss. The Gulls are up for a fight, more than up for that, Poppy. They are currently cruising at 24 points in front. They've started well.
And it's 6 goals straight, 36 Warragul on the Metricon home scoreboard. Leading Sale, 2 goals straight, 12. 23 minutes played, first quarter.
Well, now's probably the time. Jack Johnson's actually gone and put himself down the back line, so he's going everywhere he can to get himself involved and just try to steady the ship. But they really need to start having to think about position changes on this ground because they're getting mauled through the midfield.
Yep.
They're really they're undersized probably down back, and Johnson's gone spare. So there should be a spare for Warragul too, and there is. He's coming off the wing. It's Jed Lamb.
Well, back to the middle they go. There's Lamb now making impact in the middle of the ground. Good tackle by Whitehill. Although Leslie now tries to bullock his way through a few and does just that. Got a handball out. Now they swoop on it. Tatterson was there. Head over it there. On this occasion was Boy. Free kick's going to go on the way of Glenn. Half back for the Magpies, Thomas Glenn. He's got on the outer side Tatterson. The 50-metre penalty. Boy just got caught in the restricted zone.
Yeah, I mean, the player with the ball had his back to the player in the infringement zone. These free kicks are just silly.
Well,
anyway.
they're the rules, though, aren't they?
They are,
Poppy.
yeah.
That's the more of a rule that we don't like.
No.
The kick went short. They only got to the top of the 50. Releasing the pressure there was Albie Phillips. Finds that man, Keenan Boy. This kid's only 17 years of age.
Really composed there because he could have just kept going with pace, but he's just held it up a little bit.
Kicks in the direction there of Kai McLean, but he had 3 to beat, and the 3 will always win. Jared Freeman was, though, that player for Sale.
So Freeman from the half-back goes towards the centre of a push in the back. The umpire will call. I thought it was a good contest, but Tom Hobbs got into the back of Leslie, and it'll be paid that way.
I'm just keeping an eye on this little battle between Cooper Whitehill and Tom Hobbs. Every time Tom Hobbs goes near the footy, Cooper Whitehill's just giving him a little bit of stick, which is great to see. I'll keep an eye on that one.
It is. So Sanini, meanwhile, has the ball. Geez, play on's the call. Defensive 50. They've got the numbers. They've got the answers at the moment early in this game, but they're setting up what might be a really tough lead to fight back from for this home side. Tom Stern along the line finds a teammate. Nice work, Jed Lamb. Just calms things down, puts the arm up as to direct what he might want to see in front of him.
Good composure too. 25-minute mark, under a bit of pressure, half back.
Take a bit of sting out of it now.
Yeah, exactly. Go short to Stern.
Try and see.
He in turn wants to go short. Gee, there got some gaps here. McLean, he plays on quickly, goes towards the half-forward line, but that spare main in Jack Johnston is set up nicely there, and that was too easy for him. He finds Leslie again. Leslie wants to play on quickly through the corridor. Finds his teammate. Nicely done too. That's Tatterson. Tatterson The right leg, he's got the lead on. Can he find a gap? He can't, and Warragul have cut that one off nicely. So good work to them. It was Carpenter, Patrick type, who then feeds it off, and now they've got themselves out of trouble because the lead comes from Harrison Cant, and he can't hold the mark, and it spills over the boundary line. Right half-back flank, or left half-forward flank for sale, whatever you like. Meanwhile, in the centre of the oval, the umpire's having words to Jack Leslie and his opposing man, and Leslie's just thrown the man to the ground and gets up and gives him a bit more. You keep an eye on that because the ball's in Warragul's forward 50 at the moment. And Jack Leslie's not a happy camper as a free kick is paid. It's going to go the way of Sale, and it will go Thomas Campbell's way.
So it was Stern in the middle of the ground, and Leslie didn't like Stern for some reason. I missed why.
Definitely Wallace and the big fella, Leslie,
Lang, keep an eye on Lang, too, inside forward 50.
On Hobbs.
Yep.
Lots of niggle.
Isn't there?
Yeah. Lang won't back down, but he's got a nice contender against him today. Here he goes.
And he's got his coach come in to have a little hand too. And he can definitely...
he knows how to throw them. Ball, top of the square. We've got our first minor score, ladies and gents, this afternoon. It's taken 26 minutes.
And at the 26-minute mark, it's 2-1-13 Sale, trailing Warragul 6 goals straight, 36 metric on home scoreboard.
A few little scoreboard issues here. If you are at the ground, stay with us on 99.5.
There we go, we're back.
Well, there you go. As soon as I say we got some issues, they're back. Good to see. As the kick in from Lamb is centimetre perfect. Lands on the chest there, a foul, and Marston just kicks it high and wide out of bounds on the full. So with a couple of minutes to go, and scoreboard issues again. Not happy. Johnson drives it back inside forward 50. Campbell let it go in the end. I thought he could have marked it. Jordan Descent was back there, who's playing the deep forward for the Magpies this afternoon. Good to see Geordie back out there as well.
I feel like that's a couple of forward efforts from Campbell that if he looks back and watches this again during the week, he might think, geez, I could have been a little bit better. He's pulled out of a couple of little contests. He hasn't flown up for the mark or haven't really had a crack at it.
He is a target too, so he's not sort of worried, shouldn't be worried about the target coming from behind, thinking that that's the key forward. Yeah. He's a key forward. He's one that, a bit like yourself, Daniel, back in the day, just demanded the football and really wanted it when it come his way.
Well, one thing I did is I definitely had big vertical leap, Darryl, and I definitely got up there.
And that
nosebleeds.
That truth gets extended as the years go on. A quick clearing kick out there from Isaac Wallace. Out in the run of Boy. It doesn't quite get the bounce. Mason Anir slaps it over the top. Sanini does really well.
Too easy.
A blind turn and then runs through the middle of the ground. Can they get a late one? Cants the target. Had a good piece of it. Yeah. And then gives away a free kick over the shoulder.
Bit of frustration. Drop mark, I think, for
He
Cant.
had the chance. He had a good look at it. A good first piece at it. Couldn't complete it. Johnson goes out wide to find his teammate in, Jake Hutchins. 28 minutes gone, the first quarter for Metricon. 23 points the margin in favour of Warragul. The switching kicks it gets there. Finds in the hands of Tatterson. Tatterson looks short to right, goes longer option to Hall. Couldn't complete the mark, boundary line. Addie Howe might get her first touch of the afternoon. Addie, first quarter's been frantic.
It has, boys. I nearly just had my first touch then, but it's definitely heating up down here.
Addie Howe's with us, all thanks to Carper Country this afternoon. She'll get out there at quarter time with both the coaches and see what's happening. Warragul coach will be happy with what they've put out for the first half. As Lang from the stoppage. Solid hit after he got rid of the footy too. They're up for the task though, Warragul. Cant goes towards half forward. Freeman and Boy. Good body work by Boy. Comes to ground level. Now Grummage works in a tight space. Gets ball to boot. Got over the shoulders. Is it downfield or back? It was when he was kicking. So comes back inside the centre square.
Gee, there's some space there just in front of him. Look at this.
A last chance, you'd think. Goes in the direction of...
Little beauty again.
Tommy Stern elevated. Sat on the shoulders of Freeman.
Cracking mark.
Directly in front. Siren can't be too far away. You'd think 30 minutes have gone first quarter. That's a highlight reel for Tommy Stern.
Just got the perfect sit, didn't he? It was all there. Everything was just well balanced for him to take that mark. And the kick in, though.
Was that similar to you, Beast, what you were saying?
I would have got higher. I would have got slightly higher and probably would have missed. So hopefully he doesn't do what I ever did.
30 minutes. They've kicked 6 straight, Warragul. And now they have kicked 7 straight.
No, he hasn't.
What a start, and there's some sort of celebration going on from Tommy Stern. These young boys have been watching too much NBA, I reckon.
Had me confused. I thought he was just celebrated too early and then put his hands in his head.
I'm sure there's a connection there somehow.
There'll be a reason.
I just don't know who it is. Tommy Stern, though, is the man.
29-point lead to Warragul at the 30-minute mark of the first quarter. Metric on home scoreboard has the goals at 7 straight 42, leading Sale 2-1-13.
There's one nail in that coffin.
Yeah,
There's one nail there. I'm serious. You don't want to.
I'm agreeing, Poppy.
Yeah.
I think there's real panic stations for Sale now.
100%.
It's only 5 goals, but Sale have really not been in this at all.
Big
it's
moments.
been all Warragul.
All thanks to the Moore Bowling Club. Can't be long to go, Pop.
No, as Whitehill from the centre of the square runs onto that right foot and kicks to the left side. Can he find a teammate? He can't. A couple of players just worrying about the physical pressure around them at the moment, and sort of understandably so, because it has been hot. It's heavy, and it's not for the faint-hearted out there at the moment.
Are you sweating?
Oh, no, well, yeah, I am.
I'm sweating watching this.
Ought to be thrown back in. Leslie will do the work. And he'll get the tap, or does he?
Free kick.
Free kick's going to go which way? It's going to go the way of the big man, Jack Leslie. Just give the ball back, mate.
Silly. You know who it was for.
Yeah. And what do you achieve out of getting another 2 seconds? They were well set up behind the play. Pick your moments.
And
so Jack Leslie now will goal this. And it hurts because all the good play that Warragul have performed in the past 32 minutes, if you don't mind, a piece of that gets taken away.
And the coach is not happy. He's off the ground at the moment having a spell. Jed, he's shaking his head. He's really not happy about that. So I've got no doubt that'll be brought up in their huddle.
So Leslie, compliments of that 50-metre penalty, will kick for goal and off the boot, and absolutely looks a beauty. And just when you thought they were dead and they were nearly going to get buried, they've popped their head out and said, not yet, not yet. Nice finish.
The quarter's gone 32 minutes, and on the Metric on home scoreboard, 23-point lead to Warragul, 7 straight 42 to Sale, who are now 3-1-19.
Something from nothing, really, though, wasn't
Yes,
it? It was really ill discipline from the Warragul player in James Harrison. He knew who the ball was going to. It was a clear ruck infringement, and he just decided he wanted to play the game. Umpire said, "No, mate, not happening on my watch today," and we'll send it down the forward 50, and that's a goal for Sale. Much needed.
Certainly is. Closing in on quarter time. First quarter, all thanks to Metric on Homes. Love where you live. They've got their love celebration on now. Here's laying out the middle. Can they get another late one? Drives it in and over the top of the head of McLaren. Or a free kick.
No, play on's a call.
Play on was a call. Masterson with a clearing kick. Out towards Harrison Cant. Lets it bounce in front. Hall's got to chase. And he does chase very well. Well done, Ben Hall. Holding the footy on the centre wing. Hall wants to slow it down. It's all one-on-ones ahead. Masterson's loose back there, so he doesn't want to bomb it in that direction. Goes short. Lang.
Ball kick.
Although couldn't quite complete the mark with one hand up there was Isaac Wallace. Kept in by Ronke. Gives it back to the coach in Johnson. Johnson goes short. Finds Whitehill. As Whitehill wheel and go. Geordie Desson presents. It goes in that direction and hits him up. But as you heard in the call, the siren sounds. And what an entertaining first quarter. 10 goals have been kicked, only one behind. It's Warragul leading by 23 points, 7 straight 40.
It's time for the goals of the week for round 2. Starting us off at number 1, Tyron Reeves from Bairnsdale here. This is a beauty. He's at the back of the pack. He slides on it, keeps it in, and then from a really tight angle, threads the needle. A beautiful goal.
Finds something out of nothing as he went to ground and gets his first of the afternoon.
Number 2, Cooper Brown from Terrelgan, who says forwards can't play defence. Intercepts that one, then just keeps it in like a waiter, and then delivers the goal. That is an absolute beauty. Number 3, Jack Hume here from Leon Gather on the end of a chain of handballs, just running home, and look at him slot it. That is a beautiful kick. Number 4 here, Luke Dyer here from Mafra. Ball comes out the middle. It's a bit of chaos going forward here. An important moment in the fourth quarter for Mafra. Just at the back of the pack, and then he just sticks the shoe out and threads it home. Number 5, it's a clutch time goal here. Scores are locked at 78 apiece. We're deep into the fourth term, and when you need your captain to stand up, this is what he does. He just stands up, bang, 2 grabs, takes the mark. 29-26 left on the clock, so we're really deep in the thick of it. Waltzes in and just goes bang. That is our goal of the week.
I got a feeling, welcome back. It's quarter time. What a first quarter. 10 goals kicked in the quarter. 7 straight Warragul lead Sale, 3 goals, 1. It's 23-point margin. Addy Howe's been down at ground level for both the huddles for Carpet Country during the break. Addy, what'd you find out for us?
Yeah, boys, popped into the goals huddle just then. He wants to make sure that the wings are positioning themselves properly, which is holding their width. Make sure that they play dangerous and look inboard when they have the chance. Stay switched on and really tight in the back line, and as soon as they intercept, make sure that they look wide. He thought the forwards did really well that quarter, which obviously shows on the scoreboard there. In Sale, he wants to make sure that they are making the right decisions, look broader and kick to the people who are set up. He also wants to make sure that they're not afraid to go down the line when they're ready and put a block on for each other.
Very good. Thanks, Addy. Great work there during the break at both quarter time. Paul Carter with the key stats, thanks to Gippsland Isuzu Ute. The new MUX is available now on the Princess Highway in Traralgon.
Warragul have a slight edge in the inside 50s, 15-13. Sale under clearances 15-8 and centre clearances 6-4. Free kicks 16 for the quarter, 10 to Sale and 6 to Warragul. The ruckman Leslie and Wibley 11 hit outs each, although Leslie dominated early. Wibley sort of caught up later in the quarter. Individually, Shannon Lang 8 disposals, as is the coach Jack Johnson, 6 to Cooper Whitehill, 5 to Jack McLaren. And for Warragul, 7 to Tom Hobbs.
All right, we'll get Beast's thoughts in a moment. The second quarter for the Moe Racing Club is underway, and Wibley with a clear tap down. Although it squirts out the back where Whitehill's there, he fumbled, and then Boy gave a slick handball to a teammate in Harrison. And then he left it behind and became the tackler.
It's a second free kick that he's given away.
Yep.
Another one that he just needs to be a bit more disciplined, pick his moments.
Butcher has it, goes lateral, goes backwards, in fact, to Lockie Ronke. And Ronke looks up towards Tatterson. He's keeping their width now. Beast, though, we just heard from Addy, although just hold that thought for 2 seconds. Tatterson gets it back, tried to handball towards the boundary line, and not taking it over there was Wallace. They keep it in the goals.
The boundary umpire called that out and then put his arm back down after
all right, well,
no one paid attention.
Fowler's already got 3. Make it 4. Oh. Fowler is, he was celebrating it. Just faded to the left at the last minute. Might have scored to open things up.
And it's the first blemish for Sale, 7-1-43 to Sale 3-1-19 on the Moe Racing Club scoreboard.
Beast, what I was going to say is both coaches that Addy mentioned, they wanted to keep their width and open up. We've got a pretty fast game on our hands if that happens.
Absolutely. I think it's already been hot. I think maybe is that just to cool the tempo down a little bit and keep the width instead of everyone trying to be right in there and amongst it. Let's see how that happens. Because
it creates space, though, doesn't it, when you do that?
Well, absolutely it does, and it's probably what both sides need to do. Particularly Sale too.
So Whitehill now with the ball goes along the line. Can he find Lang? No, just pops over the head and lands in the opposition hands of Harrison Cant. So Can on that left leg will start to threaten the forward 50. Got good movement down there. Good leg, and good take, Zach Stewart.
And that's the movement we were just talking about, Darryl.
Yep.
Really good lead, strong lead from Stewart.
So Stewart in the corridor. Can he find a teammate? He can't. She's overrunning it. I think with the big man in Stern, but they're going to get another chance. A kick around the body, could be a contender, needs a favourable bounce punch through. A free kick's been paid. Oh, goes the way of Sale.
Oh, okay. I
thought it was good even contest.
Yeah, but I think he just grabbed the jumper, Braden Fowler, a little bit.
And so Hutchins got the free kick and goes to the outer side where Josh Butcher was an option. Left back pocket. Oh, the kick's poor. Went searching for a teammate, didn't find that player. Now they're in a spot of bother because Warragul have got possession. They got the numbers. Can they get a handle on the ball? That's the answer. They can. And it goes over the top to Stern, feeds it off. This could be a cracker. Check side by the young fella. He's just offline. That was Keenan Boy.
25-point lead to Warragul. They are 7-2-44 on the Moe Racing Club scoreboard, leading Sale 3-1-19, coming up the 3-minute mark of the second quarter.
Well, Sale are very much sticking to their guns. Will Leslie has stayed as a forward. He doesn't look he's gone down back, even though pretty much his whole quarter the ball's been spent in Warragul's forward 50. Well, at least they're forward half of the ground. And he's the last man back for Sale. So he looks like he's the deepest forward.
Wow.
Which is an interesting call.
So Ronke drives it to the point of the square. Leslie and Wibley do battle. No one can complete the mark. Nice little tap by Leslie, though, although under pressure was McLaren and just didn't quite get a handball to it. Throwing the footy, the free kick's going to go Paddy Carpenter's way. He's got runners behind. Lamb's one of those. Right foot Lamb kick in towards that man Stewart again. He looks dangerous down there forward. It's good to see him back on after that wrist injury.
You do want to slow the tempo down, but you want to know when to go quick as well. And I feel like that was a moment they needed to get a quick entry because they had spare numbers down in their forward 50. Warragul, that Sale just did not man up.
Good. So the ball thrown back in right on the 50 arc. Wibley gets a hand around Leslie. Finds a teammate. Handball more in hope than any real purpose. Good pressure it was too from Warragul. I speak of Isaac Wallace, but it now gets kicked out of defence. Johnson hits the contest hard. Gets another go at it. Feeds it off. And I tell you what, there's just a couple of fumbles, but this bloke won't fumble, you wouldn't think. Lang overruns it though. Good work by his direct opponent in Davidson, who jumps on the ball. And he's been done for holding the ball. And Lang will let him know about it too. So Davidson v Lang. Lang just does the job. Very workmanlike. One of the best players in the competition, no doubt about that. Plays on. Right half, forward flank, but the kick, oh geez, just misreading it there was Cant for Warragul, but they get out of trouble again, and they do it through Madison, who kicks towards grandstand wing, bounces off a chest. Jed Lamb gets rid of one opponent and then runs 10, kicks 30, 2-on-1 contest. Front of the pack's crucial. Goes out the back. Freeman's the player there. He's going to go for the safety of the boundary, because closing in hard was a couple of Warragul forwards that wanted to make something out of nothing. Freeman, though, errs on caution, and 5 metres from Warragul's goals. There'll be a boundary throwing. Nearly 5 minutes gone. Second quarter, Sale 3-1. Warragul 7-2.
Haven't had too many Zambrero goal of the day contenders just yet. And Leslie grabs it out of the ruck. Vinny Kaya smothered it, left it behind. McLaren's there. Got a little bit of space to work in his defensive 50. Does it get to a target? Keenan Boy does really well. One hand down, arches the back, gets around,
This could be it.
and puts it behind the stick.
I'd love to just know what the inside 50 count is for Warragul this quarter, Paul, when you get a moment.
5 zip.
5 zip, so 5 entries for 2 points. So Sale are very lucky that this hasn't just gotten out of hand.
7-3, 45, a 26-point lead over Sale.
Ashton Wright comes to the near side, grandstand side, has one bounce, then gets in a little bit of trouble. Up to the task though, chips a kick. Trying to find, couldn't quite get there to McLaren. And now McLean it was through from, Lang gets one high. So McLean got one, the handball out from Warragul.
Might have been a finger to the eye, because a hit like that wouldn't normally hurt Lang.
He's struggling with something. And he's holding his face, so you might be right, Poppy. Maybe
it looked to be an open hand to the eye.
So it could be a poke in the eye, isn't it? They're dangerous.
They're calling for the trainer. Jed Lamb's actually stood up and called for their trainer to come out. So let's just see what they come up with here.
Mind you, if he got the butt of the hand and could easily break the nose if you got him nice. But it takes a fair bit for Lang to stay down. That's my point.
Yeah, absolutely. Small little stoppage here while Lang composed himself. Gets
and
up
off he comes. He's going to come off the ground.
Or he might be having a little concussion problem here. Yeah. He's very wobbly on his feet.
His right eye is just instantly blown up. So I dare say, just looking through the binoculars, I can see a clear egg under that eye. That will close very, very quickly. Actually, if not, it's already closed now. Poppy, you take the call.
And you keep an eye as Sale run out of defensive 50. It's an absolute cracker. It could even be a break as Sale come grandstand sides. Out of play on the full, possibly.
It's closed, boys. It's fully closed. Right eye is fully closed.
So he's been clearly directed to go to the bench as an injured player.
I think it's
Why
a fracture.
is the game still going?
Yeah.
He's walked off through the play.
I think he's done for the day. It is absolutely closed. There's a big egg on the right-hand side, and their best player, I fear, won't take any further part in the game. Addy Howe down at ground level. What did you see? I don't think it looked too good.
Yeah, boys, that is not good. He cannot open his eye. It is blown right up.
Oh, keep an eye on that one. That's some big news developing for the Magpies. They need him out there, and I just don't think. I think player safety's got to be the concern now for Shannon Lang. Didn't look anything too untoward other than high. As a quick kick goes inside again for Warragul. And Ronke stood tall, left the footy behind. And now Riley Sanini's now holding his nose after he caught one high. So there's a few errant hands going left and right here. At the moment, the margin sits at 26 points. Warragul lead it.
So the pressure that's been applied hasn't paid off on the scoreboard yet, but they're unrelenting at the moment, this Warragul side. Those 1% areas, they're really... they're never out of the play. They're chucking hands in, chucking bodies in. They're just not enabling this home side to get any room to move. And there's a perfect example, because the tackle laid then by Jake Hughes was a cracker, and Kane Cutler was taking the ground, ball and all. Leslie gets a tap, can't find a teammate. His teammate's normally Lang. Lang's on the bench. Tell you more about that towards half-time. Ball spills out of the danger zone. But for how long? Nicely done. Coming through was Wrigglesworth. But now it's been sent forward by Lamb. And Izzy taken by Let me think. There's a couple of yellow boots down there, a couple of big men.
Isaac Wallace.
It is Isaac Wallace. Thank you, my man. So Isaac Wallace, he's got 2. And he's 30 metres out, almost directly in front. And the way he's been kicking today, you'd put him down for 3. In fact, I'm going to do this right now.
You have.
You have put him down, and rightly so, because he's a beautiful kick of the footy. Bang, straight
through the middle. If there was a post in between the 2 goal posts, he would have hit it.
Gee, how good have the key forwards been for Warragul so far?
Sensational, Paul Carter.
It's a 32-point lead, match high lead at the 9-minute mark of the second quarter. Murray Racing Club scoreboard, Warragul are 8-3-51, leading Sale 3-1-19, and it's 7 inside 50s to nothing at the moment.
So the Shannon Lang injury has basically forced the coach to put himself, that's Jack Johnson, for Sale into the midfield, along with Ronke and Whitehill. So what does that mean for Sale? That's a big play, as we know, with Shannon Lang gone out. He's done for the day. Let's be honest. He's not coming back from that.
It's flexibility too, Beast, because Johnson's been able to roll back. He's been going forward. He's been in the ruck.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden, all those plans sort of go out the window.
Very unbalanced now, I think.
Absolutely. Can they get the clearance out of the middle? Ronke lost it, left it behind. A big don't argue from Hobbs. That could be holding the footy. You have a fumble. Advantage will be paid. Jack Leslie takes control, drives it long, deep forward entry, out
Holding
the back,
the
free
Sale.
kick. Jack McLaren.
Yep.
No. Umpire's pointed the other direction.
Going to go Sale's way.
Oh, he's now pointed the other direction.
Yeah.
It is going Sale's way.
He's done the old opposite pointing thing.
He has.
Yeah.
The oldest trick in the book.
Confuses all of us.
Jack McLaren will have the shot directly in front. A much-needed goal. It's a big moment in the game for the Moore Bowling Club. Dying under the dome. They're back open. And Jack McLaren, his Magpies need this. Chips it over the top and puts it through. It's a steadier. They just got to find some way of getting that. It started the middle from the big fella in Leslie.
Yeah, that was usually a Shannon Lang sort of moment in the midfield there, wouldn't it? But he's not there. Big Leslie just says, I'll take control from here. Good tackle, a good entry inside 50.
And the margin back to 26 points. We've played 11 minutes in the second quarter. And on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard, Warragul 8-3-51, leading Sale 4-1-25. And for the followers of Get Smart, the old point the wrong way up the field trick.
Old Agent 86, he was a classic.
Will Leslie, Beast, have a think about what you do with him. He hasn't had an impact at all at this stage. He's a great player.
Jack Johnston with the ball, tackled nicely. Good tackle it was too, laid by Sanini. Umpire comes in to lend a hand. But, you know, the fact is, I think Sale, 1 entry, 1 goal. Warragul, 7 entries for the same result. So at this stage, they're hanging on by a thread, the home side, as the ball spills out towards the outer side wing. This is where they need to go back-to-back, but the tackle being laid by Lucas Carter was a beauty, which holds up play. And at the bottom of the pack is Thomas Glenn, possibly. Here we go. Leslie gets another tap. Can he find a teammate? He cannot. The umpire will again take control. McLean was at the bottom for Warragul.
So just to clear things up with the names here, Warragul have a Kai McLean and they've got a Jack McLaren. Very close, Pop.
Thank you.
Just for our listeners out there.
The ball kicks towards the boundary. The central umpire is desperate to give a deliberate. Yep. He does. So that'll go the way of Jared Freeman, who hasn't been their worst player today. He's been pretty under siege, but stood up pretty well. I was surprised at quarter time. It was 15 forward, 50 entries to just 13, but yet Warragul were in total control, or so it seemed. But if they can just knock this margin down a little bit, that gives themselves some hope going into the second half, as coming through his descent, he's taken off the ball, and all of a sudden, boy, feeds it off. The 1-2, nicely done. Sanini, inboard they go. Lamb looks, goes towards the corridor where he can see some room to move. Stern looks up forward. There's just no option, so he goes laterally to right half forward flank.
Someone's going to lead at him.
Yeah, deep in attack is Keenan Boyd, but he just won't be able to make it for He wants to dance around, and the man in the market wasn't the best dance, but anyway, he got away with it. Now inside 50. Pass 1, pass 2.
Oh, here he is.
Who's
Fowler.
this? Fowler around the body. Don't tell me I won't. Through for a behind across the face of goals.
Warragul's advantage now at the 27 points at the 13-minute mark of the second quarter. 8-4-52 are the goals to 4-1-25 Sale, and that's on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard.
I'll tell you what, a fit Jed Lamb is a good thing for Gippsland footy, isn't it?
Yep.
It's he hasn't been able to string too many games together the last few years with his injury concerns, but he's been really good today.
I like the move behind the footy too. I think that's been good for him. Sale manufacture it through the middle of the ground, and here's Tom Wrigglesworth. Looks up, open forward line. goes in the direction of McLaren, although Thomas is there as well. Masterson grabbed it, got tackled. Campbell.
It's going to bounce right.
Snap. No, it bounced left. And Thomas Campbell puts a minus score through on the Moe Racing Club scoreboard. Become a member today.
Takes the 4-2-26, trailing Warragul at 8-4-52. Exactly half.
Big day yesterday at the Anzac Races at the Moe Racing Club. If you haven't been to one of those, you've got to get to it. Of course, Moe Cup's got a new date next year.
Oh, what is it? Do you know?
They've changed to a Sunday.
Oh, good.
So moving, and later in the year, in November. Can't quite give it away just yet.
Oh, they might have a dry day then, which would be good.
They seem to get the bad luck, don't they? Great place to go, though.
Great club, yeah.
As Carter kicks it out of fullback for the Gulls, gets it out towards halfback, although nicely done. Although down now is Ashton Wright, caught one high. Here's Ronke, Harry Variety, gives it back to Tatterson. Wright recovered really quickly, sold some candy, back to Tatterson. Little chip kick, over the top, finds, no, not quite Wrigglesworth. Although front on contact will be the free kick. Tommy Wrigglesworth, too far out to score. Man on the mark is Stewart. 15-minute mark. Going to go to the pocket. Will Leslie's got the set. Can't complete the mark. Hefford's there, front and square. Slick handball back to Carter. Dumping kick. Tatterson, strong mark, 2 bites. Is going to put it back in for the Magpies. Into the shallow pocket. Leslie can't complete it. Hefford was good again. Gave a handball, the old 1-2. And then a dumping kick. Tatterson again. Takes a chest mark. He's had a good little moment.
Bit of pinball here for Tatterson.
He might have a shot here.
Take his very best.
Yeah, 55 he'll have to kick, 50 just. Man on the mark stands about 47. Tatterson might just run around a little bit to the right to get the extra distance. McLaren leads, ignored.
Doesn't look like any breeze either.
Tatterson right on 50. Low punching kick, not going to get the distance. Still in the field of play. Hefford headed over the footy. Wibley did well, won the footy, gave it to a teammate in Hughes. And a dumping, rolling, upside down drop punt kick rolls out of bounds 70 metres away from Sales goal. 16-minute mark, second quarter, 26-point margin, Warragul.
I think with Will Leslie, Scud, I think he's got to go down back. I think that just has to happen. He's had very, very minimal impact. I don't think the ink on your pen will run out on his stats today, Paul, but he's too good a player to be wasting.
Wibley took the ball out of the ruck contest, got a handball out, coming through nice and hard. For Sale was Ronke, but has a free kick been paid? No. Umpire will take control. So right on right, half forward flank. Sale kicking to the right of Radio. They are trailing, however, by some 26 points at the moment, and a nice tap from Wibley taken high was the player from Warragul coming through in Tom Hobbs. And from the halfback flank, you think he'll play on, he does, and that's what they wanted to do all day. Good kick from Carter, and he finds a teammate around half forward, he can't. Picked off by Freeman again. He thumps it forward looking for Leslie. Leslie got a hand to it, backs up nicely. He's in a spot of bother. A nice little toe poke, got himself out of trouble. Whitehill opens the door, and off they go. Leslie gets on the end of it, a short kick for Johnston. He can take it, he can run. Can he kick for goal? He can't, he kicks for touch and finds a man. Good work. Because Wrigglesworth got on the end of it. He's 40 metres from goals.
Not 15, I don't think.
And not 15.
Nah.
Wow, geez, I thought it might have been. But anyway, okay. They pay them all day long and then they don't pay them when you want them to.
So he's called the
What's
ball up. He's balling up.
Okay.
Yeah, so not 15, and then he got tackled. And then they call a ball up. And now, of course, what happens when the ball up is 1 metre in from the boundary line.
Yes.
We've got a boundary throw in. When you talk about Leslie, it's similar to the Jed Lamb role. He's gone back, had a bit of an impact for Warragul. You want Will Leslie to do the same for Sale and maybe trust those forwards. Jack Leslie goes forward. He can take a clunk. Geordie Destin's down there. I think just got to, as you said, Beast, make the move and get him involved. Jack Leslie's there. Squeezed a hand to that man, Will Leslie. Gets a shallow kick, though. Gets the end of it. Masterson's there. Handballs over the top. Warriors have got numbers.
Oh.
Advantage will be paid. Lamb gets it. Inboard chiseling kicks nicely done to Harrison. Harrison looks up. No switch on at the moment. Comes to the near side, missed the target though. Wallace has got to fight and work for it. Can't keep it in the field of play. And we've got a boundary throw in. 70 metres out from Sales goal. It's been sort of camped in that area for the last couple of minutes.
It almost seems very... Their entries for Sale seem like they're working extremely hard to get them in there. Whereas Warragul's are a little bit cleaner. A little bit less... less stressful. Jack
Johnson got it out of the ruck and kicked it in, but it's going to come back out again. Lamb was there, quick kick. to the middle of the Sale main oval. Tried to backhand it there, was a near. Ball's still in dispute. They fight hard over the footy. And Hughes was looking for a free kick. Just sort of jumped backwards. Of course, you're listening to Gippsland Live on TRFM. Well, thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland. Great to have your company on a Saturday afternoon. We've got some around the ground scores for you in a moment. As Davidson handballs over the shoulder. Harrison's there as well. Sale coming through numbers. And a free kick's going to be paid there, although advantage will be paid. A near got a shallow kick downfield. Campbell gets it now. Another advantage from 48 metres. It's a low kick. Masterson intercept mark for the Gulls.
He plays on quickly. He's got a runner. It's Lamb. He's got a little bit of room to move, has the Lamb. And he says, thank you. As he goes towards the outer side wing, can he find a teammate? He can. Well done. And they've got some room through Boyd. Boyd runs 10, kicks 50, one-on-one. Went up too early. Umpire says play on.
Fowler.
And then Fowler tries the impossible. And that's always hard to complete.
Round the ground scores, Beast, all thanks to our good friends at Harvey Norman Furniture.
Yeah, over at Wonthaggi, it's Wonthaggi have a little bit of a lead. 4-7-31 to 3-1-19 over Druin. Bairnsdale leading Gathra are 20 points apiece. Moe have really shot ahead, 9-7-61 to 2-2-14. And we know the Sale score, 4-2-26 to 8-4-52 Warragul.
It's here at the main oval, 26-point margin at the moment. Ball back into the field of play. Warragul's forward 50. They swoop on it. Grimmich is there. Little snap.
That is a beauty.
And Sam
Just
Grimmich
offline.
misses. It would have been a contender.
Wow.
Nice little Zambrero store down in Warragul as well.
27-point lead to Warragul, 8-5-53 to Sale, 4-2-26. Murray Racing Club scoreboard. 20 minutes played, second quarter.
Life was good. Stopped off Zambrero's in Traralgon, got myself a burrito, finished by Rosedale. My life was going really sweet. Back here at Sale, though, not so sweet for Sale, the home side at the moment. They're going forward, but everything seems to be a battle as Wibley will take this one out. He does. Wait a minute, what's happened?
Wrigglesworth free kick for a
foot. Didn't need to because Wibley had that one all over him, but they'll play on now. Sale, they'll go looking for Johnston. Yeah, good strong mark, front of the pack. Vertical leap was a beauty. And now he looks inboard. He's very eager to get this ball going, and the umpire calls him to play on now. He wants to dance around the man of the mark, and in doing so, he may have kicked this one out in the full, and he does. Good pressure, and I just feel as though there's a bit more intent about Warragul when they hit a contest. Free kick's going to go the way of Pat Carpenter for this Warragul side. The Gulls go short. Play on's the call, but they got the numbers, they got the space, and now Harrison goes inboard. Oh, gee, the handball wasn't great. Put his team under pressure, and that's Carpenter who tried to follow up. Wibley, left-hand handball, a nice little burrow handball, and getting high was James Harrison, was taken high at least, and he'll get the free kick. I reckon it came from Tannison. That handball he was in all sorts of trouble. He was actually swarmed by 3 Magpies, and Freeman came off the bench. And I tell you what, he's had a bit of a kick too there, Freeman. Had to be a little bit careful as Carpenter grabs the ball inside forward 50. Fowler gets rid of one. Kick around the body. It may land in the arms of Stewart. And does.
Well read. That's hard to do, Beast.
Yeah, and that ball was twisting and turning. It wasn't straightforward chest mark. I wouldn't have thought. It went a mile in the air. One of those finger breaker type ones. But he watched it all the way down. He had eyes for the footy the whole way it was in the air.
So Zach Stewart, a ball tumbling and turning in the air, him running with the flight of the ball. 3 or 4 opposition players starting to close in, kept his mind on the job, and should get the reward of his first goal of the afternoon, which would make Warragul's at 9th, believe it or not, off the boot. Terrible.
Oh, wow.
Off the boot, terrible. And through for a minor score. So whereas they started, I think, with 7 goals straight, all of a sudden they've kicked 2 goals.
1 goal 6.
1 goal 6.
Yeah, 8-6-54, leading Sale 4-2-26.
Magpies got to get a bit of a run on now as Ronke goes long. Here's Egg Smith. Handballs backwards towards Will Leslie. Has he gone back, Beast?
It looks like it.
His kick goes backwards to Ashton Wright. He goes back to Ronke and just got there. So Lockie looks up. He's a thumping kick normally. Johnson's in the middle, but he goes short. Doesn't quite get over the head of Harrison. He got one hand up. Harry Ronke got shinned a ball. Oh, the umpire said, no, you didn't. Holding the footy, and that should nearly be 50.
He's dragged him back, Leslie.
Yeah.
He's just sort of pulled him back. Maybe a little bit of a play in it.
So Harrison backpedaling. Good little recruit for him. Quick kick. Goes in the direction. Benny Kaya gets up high for the little fella. And he's landed awkwardly. It looks to be winded, I reckon. sucking them in as the ball's still in dispute. Hutchins is there. Can the Magpies relieve this one? Although quick kick Grummich, there's a free kick for a throw. It's going to go Sale's way, I think.
He's got a shoulder strap too, I think, Darryl, if my eyes are seeing clearly. His right shoulder. And he's sort of just holding his arm a bit. I reckon he's sort of landed on his elbow or something.
All right, his right shoulder is strapped. You're right. Johnson gets the free kick for the Magpies for a throw. We've travelled 24 minutes into the second quarter for the Moe Racing Club. Short to Leslie. Now he involved. And this is what we want to see. And he can go and take off. And now drive it. And that's a beautiful kick. No. Carter with the intercept. Nicely done. But that's what we want to see from Will Leslie.
Yeah.
Goes short to Stern.
He does too. And Stern's got a couple of short options, one of which is this bloke. And I speak of Hobbs.
Been good.
Along the line, leads on. Not the tallest guy in the comp. And I speak of Kaya. Kia. Kaya, thank you very much. Sale now regained possession. 24 and a half minutes gone of this second quarter. Sale, the home side, 4 goals, 2. Warragul, 8 goals, 6. And there's another poor kick as Benny Hall hits the top of the coach's box on the full. And obviously the coach's box isn't on the ground, so it's out of play on the full.
He just joined us. Of course, Shannon Lang's off the ground with an eye injury. And Geordie Descent hobbled. He tried to go back out. I don't think he'll take any further part. So the Magpies might be down to 2 on the bench. We'll get to Addy Howe in a moment.
So Freeman now goes over the top in defensive 50, finds Johnson ever so cleverly, finds a teammate. Whitehill tries to dance around, runs into trouble. A quick tap forward, gains 20 metres for the home side, but can't find a black and white jumper, or can they? No, not yet. It's going to be turned over and off they run through Grummich. Grummich back with the 1-2. He got it off Tommy Stern. Runs 25. Look at this.
Good kick.
It should be taken.
Oh, yes.
Oh, nearly.
The umpire says take 2, and I reckon Zach Stewart might get a second chance to kick his first goal after missing from a very similar spot just a couple of moments ago.
He looks very, very much exactly what he done the last kick, except I think he's a bit further over towards the boundary line.
So he just needs to kick with a bit more confidence this time. He sort of just poked at it last time and didn't connect as sweetly as you'd like. But as a key forward, you won't want to be missing 2 in a row of these sort of opportunities. Off the boots, a bit of a poke again, but I reckon that one looks better.
He likes that.
That one is better, and all of a sudden Warragul get a reward for their hard work.
34-point lead. We've played 26 minutes of the second quarter, and on the Moe Racing Club scoreboard, we've got Warragul at 9-6-60, leading Sale 4-2, 26.
All over them at the moment, the Warragul side, and especially some injury concerns for the Magpies. A very worrying thing down there. Addy Howe, can you join us? Geordie Descent just come off as well, tried to go out and then couldn't quite compete.
Yeah, boys, he's got that left knee strap, so I'm not 100% sure if it is that or if it could be an ankle injury, but it's definitely his left leg.
And did he go out and try it and then a couple of minutes later just come back off and say it's no good? Is that what you saw as well?
Yeah, sure did, but he's just having a spell at the moment. He hasn't gone into the rooms for any treatment as of yet.
All right, thanks to Addy down at ground level, or thanks to Carpet Country. Margin sits at 34 points into this second quarter. And the Warragul side are playing very good footy at the moment. Leslie taps it down. McLaren was in there for the Magpies. 1-2 grabs. Grimmich has been good, although McLaren picked this one off. Can the Magpies get some run? Out to McDonald. Back to McLaren. Kick towards the wing. They've got numbers there. Have Warragul. Head over the footy with Stewart. Wins himself the free kick. So he's kicked the goal, and now he's come high onto the half-back flank. Chips it out wide to Masterson. Plays on quickly. Right foot towards the forward line, over the back. Oh, Grimmich nearly marked it. Boy goes to ground. A quick handball there was from McLean of Warragul. They fight again, but we've got a stoppage inside forward 50.
Tell you what, the clash strip is really not buggering our eyes up. They seem to have so many numbers around the ball, Warragul. They are outnumbering Warragul just about at every stoppage.
So, a bit of a free kick. Warragul game had stopped and there was a little push in the back. And the umpire said you can't do that, so free kick goes to Johnson, kicks to the wing. Leslie, brute strength, just defeated 3 Leongatha players.
All the way from Bairnsdale.
All the way from Bairnsdale. I was looking for one of those scores. That's what I'm after, Beast. That Leongatha score is an interesting game.
Oh, I'll get it.
So he saw Ronke. Whitehill it was in the front spot. Let's get some composure in the commentary box here. 28 minutes into the second quarter. And it is Warragul leading at the moment. Sale hanging on for dear life. They haven't won a game this year after being finals contenders last year. Boy from the stoppage trying to run through Leslie, and that was a throw. Big strong tackle, and they didn't like it. Kai McLean didn't like it. He jumped into Leslie as Boy got dumped. Fair tackle from my opinion. Although Boy gets up, does holding his ribs, but that's just the size of Jack Leslie. You can't crucify him for that. It was a great tackle. He won the free kick at the end of the day.
Sometimes those fair tackles are the most frustrating ones when you're on the wrong end of them, that's for sure.
Leslie's going to drive it deep, inside forward 50. Leg Malessi Smith. We've got another hanger inside forward 50. Turn back the clock, Derek. What a grab for the big man.
Yeah, again, that was a little bit like the I can't remember which player had a big mark for Warragul in the first quarter, but yeah, Tom Stern. It just had the perfect sit. Everyone was in front of him. His shoulders were just right there, ready to have a nice ride, and the big egg.
Gee whiz.
Nice little ride.
Love watching him play. Right on the siren. This will be a much-needed goal. They've only got one in the quarter, but it balances it out. It's 2 each if he can kick it. Left foot, beautiful kick. Make no mistake, and he just pointed to his opponent and said, cop that.
Go back to Warragul, he reckons.
I've just taken a hanger on your head and I've just put it over the goal umpire's head. It's exactly what we want to see. And the Magpies have got a little bit of fight as they get the last goal. It was 2 goals each in the quarter. 29 minutes the quarter went, and the score sits at 5-2-32 Sale, and Warragul a 9-6-60, a 28-point margin at the half. There's a little bit of fire left in this game yet. The halftime wrap's coming up. You're listening to Gippsland Live on TRFM. Thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland.
It's time for the goals of the week for round 2. Starting us off at number 1, Tyron Rees from Bairnsdale here. This is a beauty. He's at the back of the pack. He slides on it, keeps it in, and then from a really tight angle, threads the needle. A beautiful goal.
Finds something out of nothing as he went to ground and gets his first of the afternoon.
Number 2, Cooper Brown from Traralgon, who says Fords can't play defence. Intercepts that one, then just keeps it in like a waiter, and then delivers the goal. That is an absolute beauty. Number 3, Jack Hume here from Leon Gather on the end of a chain of handballs, just running home, and look at him slot it. That is a beautiful kick. Number 4 here, Luke Dyer here from Maffra. Ball comes out the middle. It's a bit of chaos going forward here. An important moment in the fourth quarter for Maffra. Just at the back of the pack, and then he just sticks the shoe out and threads it home. Number 5, it's a clutch time goal here. Scores are locked at 78 apiece. We're deep into the fourth term, and when you need your captain to stand up, this is what he does. He just stands up, bang, 2 grabs, takes the mark. 29-26 left on the clock, so we're really deep in the thick of it. Waltzes in and just goes bang. That is our goal of the week.
Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. It's the third quarter already started. We were a little bit late coming back out of that break. Vinny Kai's got a shot on goal. We've only gone 50 seconds into this third quarter. But Vinny Kai directly in front for Warragul on its way and missed it. Just pushed it to the outer side.
And he's a 29-point lead to Warragul, 9-7-61 to 5-2-32 at McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
And already at the start of this quarter, there seems to be a yellow card for Warragul. Tom Hobbs has been sent before the ball was even bounced, so we'll keep updated as to how that happened. And
let's go down to Addy now and have a quick check as Keenan Boy's just been caught holding the footy. Addy, what did you find out for us? There's a yellow card early.
Yeah, boys. So that yellow card actually comes back from that hit on Shannon Lang. So they've gone back and then yellow carded him from that. Yeah. Crazy.
Wow,
yep.
that is big news.
That is just, I can't see how that's possible.
I don't even know how can you do that.
Look, had they gone to look at the video?
Well, we're just having a bit of a look at it now. We'll continue this commentary with the game live as it is at the moment, but big news. Vinny Kai has got another shot now. He's 50 metres out, tight angle. Extremely tight angle, and he's just going to put it to the hot spot. Foul is the target. One hand up, couldn't complete it. Ground level, did well was Ashton Wright. Sweeping handball over the top to Hutchins. Hutchins clearing kick to the wing area. Cant's out there, wins it. Left foot kick to Stern, and that's a free kick or a mark. And Stern will have the free kick.
And it's not 50 metres.
I don't believe that's a good decision at all, to be honest. Look, if they look back in reflection, it's a reportable incident, so be it. Anyway, Warragul are in to attack as we speak. McLaren cleared the area. Handball, found a teammate. Nicely done as Kay McDonald feeds it off. The 1-2. They're under pressure, hit high. Hit way too high and bordering on being a little dangerous. The free kick goes the way of Warragul. And it goes, of Sale, I apologise, goes to Ashton Wright, who goes short to Whitehill. Right back flank. So, Whitehill, along the line, looks for Leslie Wibley, gets front position, takes the mark, but it was a free kick against him anyway as Warragul again. Geez, that has to look more composed going forward as Vinny Kaya goes inside. Nice toe, fella, 1, 2, 3, couldn't take it, should have, and now tries to feed out the handball, finds Johnston. He goes to Whitehill, taken off the ball, turnover again. Falls in the arms of Brad Hefford. The centre of the Sale Oval. The visiting side are up by 4-5, a total of 29 points as they try to change direction. Play on's the call. Not sure that was there either. So they go looking now for Boy. Takes a good mark like this kid. Right half forward flank. The young fella Keenan Boy wants to go inboard. It's a risky kick and now he's not sure where to go. But finds his teammate.
Gutsy kick that.
It was a gutsy kick, but he completed it beautifully. The short kick falls in the hands of Hefford again. Goes to the lead. Gee, they've got some small forwards that aren't scared to present themselves, and the ball carrier is not scared to go for them.
Holding the ball, Pop.
Holding the ball against Warragul, though. Left back pocket will go the way of Sale, and that's Thomas Glenn.
The amount of space that the forwards for Warragul just then had, that was Zach Stewart. The amount of space he had in front of him is actually interesting because...
All right, so how do we go for a yellow card here?
Well, Glenn...
How do we go for a yellow card?
That's a round arm to the head.
How do we go for a yellow card? If you're going to set a standard...
Yep.
Right, and you've given a 50-metre penalty, which you didn't do in the Lang incident, so you saw that it was serious enough to get a 50.
So Harrison took the mark, and then Johnson with a round arm. Just had a look at that incident too, by the way, guys, and Hobbs certainly put an arm out, but nothing untoward that was just trying to get the footy out of his hands when Lang had it. But
I don't want Johnson set off either.
No.
But, I mean, if you're going to set these standards and go back and have a look... So do they go back now and have a look at that at three-quarter time?
Well,
if not, why not?
Yeah, true. Good point. Meanwhile, Harrison puts it over the goal umpire's head and also Johnson's head as well. And Harrison gets his first. This game's getting out of hand. Warragul are in total control at the moment.
10-7, the 67 at the 5-minute mark of the second quarter. That's the Warragul score. They have a 35-point lead over Sale, 5-2-32. All this on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
So with that Tom Hobbs send-off, that's given, obviously, Sale an advantage with a spare player on the ground. They've put one down in their back half. However, Warragul has still been able to create so much space in their back in their forward 50. So They're going to really tighten that up, Sale. If they're going to have a spare man back, they really need to make an impact.
They're looking at a devastating loss here at the minute.
And
this could really open up.
The umpire boss, Peter Carey's sitting in front of us. I may even slip down and just ask him what that...
If they can do that. That's a very good point, Beast. We'll let you do that. Back to the middle.
Sling tackle.
Big tackle in the middle of the ground. Johnson's fired up. He's trying to will his team just to find a bit of a spark and get something going. They trail at the moment by 35 points. Ball up in the middle of the ground. Wibley grabs it, dumps it back inside forward 50. Good work by Grummich. Goes over the back. Fowler's there. So is Hutchins for the Magpies. Wins it. Handballs to open space. Taking it. Here's that man again. Harrison's got one. He's got two in a minute. James Harrison from Warragul. In the last couple of minutes, just set it alight. Extending the lead out to 41 points, if you don't mind.
11-7-73 is the Warragul score at the 6-minute mark of the second quarter. They have that 41-point lead over Sale, who are still on their half-time score of 5-2-32 on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Well, good to see Harrison. He's probably made a couple of decisions in this game that have probably definitely cost a goal. So he's got one back there, so that's good for him. Just had a quick chat to the umpire, the man, Peter Carey. He said that Hobbs has been reported for striking, and he has been yellow carded for that striking incident.
Which they checked the video at half-time, do you believe? Yeah.
They must have. Yep, that's the only way they could do it.
Okay. Or maybe just got together, have the chat. They do have that opportunity to have the chat as well.
Okay, so they'll do the same at three-quarter time, I guess?
Yeah, you'd think so. Free kick. Centre square infringement.
Well, that's it, look.
Against
Warragul.
Free kick to Sale. Leslie has it. Jack wants to go direct and long. Campbell's the target. Long presenting lead. Goes over his head. Freeman's there, who has gone forward now. Lamb, though, crumbs it at half-back. Kicks around the body. Igmalesi Smith put one hand up. Keeps his feet. Good work. Swings around on the right foot on this occasion. Geez, a lovely kick of the football. Probably one of the best I've seen at this level. Left or right, does not matter. This time spots up Harry Ronke. Too far out to score. Jack Leslie will be the target. Got two to beat. Might just do it. Not on this occasion. Gets to the back. Phillips is there. Gets pushed off the footy. Freeman tries to squeeze it out to Ronke, to Whitehill. His kick didn't go far. Freeman got tackled. And we'll have a ball up 8 minutes into the third quarter for McDonald's.
So is that 15 minutes? Is that a 15-minute send-off? Okay.
Stoppage. Tackle. Leslie out of the ruck duties. Just got a toe to it. Sneaks through for a minor score. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. The Hot Honey Rangers dropped. Embrace the drip with the Hot Honey McCrispy, McSpicy and dipping sauce.
Sale up to 5-3-33 to Sale 11-7-73.
All right, the goals bring the ball back into play. They do it nicely. Mulqueen on the end of it. Still in defensive 50. Leon's the call. Geez, a downfield.
And is that 50 in the encroaching area? Did he play on?
Well, he was manning Jed Lamb, who was right there.
Yeah.
So, and then he's called play on and he's taken off straight away. There's just bizarre stuff going on out here.
Yeah, there is a little bit, isn't there? As Sanini's with the ball at the moment. Warragul are starting to run again, and that caused all sorts of problems early.
Downfield. Yeah.
So this has happened a few times.
Yeah, that's silly from Glenn. It just unwarranted, that one too, and it was just over the shoulder high.
Warragul just going about their business. That kick forward, though, you'd like a second chance of that one. That one came from Davidson, who's been relatively good, obviously, in this game. But the kick from Sale goes looking for Leslie. He wants to take this and run. He was taken quite well, but now Ronke has the ball, bounces, kicks from 49 towards goals against the run of play just offline. Minor score, Paul Carter.
Margin now 39 points in Warragul's favour. It is 11-7-73 the goals to 5-4-34 Sale. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard coming up to the 10-minute mark, third quarter.
Addie Howe for Carpet Country.
Yeah, boys, Descent has just decided that he will not be going back on. He's got ice on his left calf.
Oh, there you go. So calf, knee issues, the whole lot down there. They're down to 2 on the bench of the Magpies. Phillips goes short meanwhile in his defensive 50 to find James Harrison. He's had a good game. Good recruit for him. Right foot kick is nice. Finds Stern. Half-back flank, Warragul build up. They lead by 39 at the moment. Short kick turned over though. Igmalesi Smith. Left foot on this occasion towards Campbell. Over the back, one hand up. Tap towards the boundary line there from Patrick Mulqueen. Umpire says it was okay. And a boundary throw-in.
Was Harrison one of the Pakenham contingent, was he?
I think so. I think he was. He's got a brother that's waiting in the wings to come back into this side as well after having a
arrest.
7-month match suspension. Leslie tapped it to Johnson. Under pressure of the Magpies defenders. Another stoppage. Down to 2 on the bench. Going to be very difficult from here. But we've seen funnier things. They just got to extract something out here. Hold strong. Webley takes it out of the ruck. Quick kick from Harrison again. Can they get it back inside forward 50, the Magpies? Working hard at ground level was Harry Tatterson. His mum said to give her a cheerio this afternoon. So there you go. Mrs. Tatterson, hope you're enjoying the game. You won't be enjoying the score, but your son's going okay.
Is that any relation to Rod Tatterson?
Not sure.
I think Rodney Tatterson, remember him? Paul Carter?
Yeah.
Jack Johnson drives it back in for the Magpies. Jack Leslie had a couple to beat, couldn't do so. Albie Phillips out the back. Got a handball away. Sanini's there. Good pick up off his toes. Has a bounce. Handballs inboard to Masterson. He clears his defensive 50. Good looks to the wing area. Target out there was Grummich. And Lockie Ronke happy to see it go over for a boundary throw in.
I'd really like to see Sales enter into their forward 50 a lot more up straight up the guts, really. They're going very deep. I suppose their forwards are leading to the pockets, but that kick the last kick we just seen from Meg Melissy Smith, it just went far too deep into the pocket. They're not going to get opportunity to score.
No, and what I like from Warragul is they've got small forwards and tall forwards, and they're leading in all directions. There's so many options as they go forward. You're right. Tommy Stern with the ball, centre of Sale Oval, goes long. Can he find that man? He can. The man was Isaac Wallace, front of the pack. Coming in to lend a hand was his teammate there in McLean. McLean feeds it off. A kick around the body. Top of the goal square. Fowler out the back. Gets rid of one. No, couldn't take the mark. Roving beautifully. Don't tell me he's done it again. He showed the ball. He's got 3, and he's a contender for the Zambrero goal of the day.
3 1/4 beast.
Don't rate the show on the ball, but anyway, he done a great job. Perfectly roved, wasn't it? That was just beautiful forward craft, roving the pack. Big Fowler done all the work, and who was it? Sorry, Harrison came through and roved it beautifully, and lovely little finish.
I wonder whether he was showing the ball or whether he was trying to keep the ball in play. He was very close to that goal line.
Oh, I don't know.
I think he was showing the ball.
He's got confidence.
And it's a 45-point lead, a match-high 45-point lead to Warragul at 13-minute mark of the third quarter. On the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, we have Warragul 12-7-79, leading Sale 5-4-34.
There was a point that this was going to blow out this game. It threatened last quarter with the amount of entries Warragul had. They weren't able to capitalise on their entry, but this quarter they definitely have. I don't know, they're inside 50s. I reckon they've scored most times they've gone in.
They're a man short and blowing them away.
Yep. Leslie taps it down. McLaren tried to rove it, left it behind. Little back heel from Jack Leslie. McLaren goes again. So does McLean of Warragul.
Beast, they've scored 3 goals, 1 from 7 inside the 50s. And there were the 6th one was just an in and out just before.
There you go. Leslie again with a clear tap down. McLean, although picked off this occasion by Wallace, drives it inside forward 50. Sam Grummich got a little bit of toe in front of Wigglesworth. Nice little turn. Looking
He's
for
gone for goal. He's gone for goal.
Sam, have yourself a burrito,
Beautiful.
son. Give him the green ticket now, because you're going to Zambrero Warragul. Sam Grummich, what a goal.
Well, he might stop through at Traralgon too. He might treat the missus on the way home. Who knows?
And that goal takes Warragul past the half-century mark as in terms of lead. 51-point lead, 14-minute mark of the third quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard has the goals at 13-7-85 to Sale 5-4-34.
I'd love to maybe post-game, Paul Carter, see what the biggest defeat to the hands of Warragul is by Sale, because this is sort of looming as one of the big ones, because we haven't seen Sale be touched up like this for a long, long time, and certainly Warragul haven't been in the zone for a long, long time.
Well, especially coming down this direction too, Poppy. They never win down East Gippsland, do they?
No. It's something like 40 games between Maffra, Sale and Bairnsdale. They've won 3 of them.
Unbelievable.
Since 2005.
Oh, so here we go. Ball bounced down again. Warragul have got the numbers around the ball as they've had for most of the day. He knocked it the wrong way in hoping to find a teammate, I'm guessing, but Whitehill wasn't the teammate. He got the ball, clicked it inside 50, but all too easily for Warragul's Masterson, who then feeds off, and they get it out of trouble. They do, only momentarily. Phillips went searching for a teammate in Carpenter, who was under pressure, and eventually the field umpire will take control. Just outside the 50 on the outer side of the ground, Sale kicking to the left of radio and trailing, listen to this, by 51 points. and we've played 15 minutes of the third quarter.
I reckon when we can, Darryl, maybe head down to Addy. I reckon Tom Hobbs' time is just about up.
All right. Forward there in ball in the forward 50. Jack Johnson does well. Got a handball to Freeman. He might get it back. No, they decided to handball to Ronke. And now Ronke back to Freeman. Pressure's great. Butcher gives it to Wright. Right kick high around the body. Not going to make the distance. Johnson will fly. No one can complete the mark. And Near had a fresh area, and then Campbell grabbed it and put it through.
Nice.
So they're under pressure, but they persisted with it and eventually got the goal. Tom Campbell gets it for the Magpies.
6-4-40 Sale now. They trail Warragul, who are 45 points to the better. They are 13-7-85. That's on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. 16 minutes played, third quarter.
Addy Howe at ground level. Tom Hobbs, is he back out there yet?
Yeah, boys, he's back out there. His time was up 15 minutes on the dot. He was just waiting for someone to confirm that he could go back on, but he's on now.
Addy Howe at ground level this afternoon. Thanks, Addy. Oh, thanks to Carpet Country. Tom Campbell made something out of nothing there. Good goal.
So let me ask you this. He goes to the tribunal, Beast, does Hobbs, and he's found not guilty, that it's an incident in play.
Yeah.
What happens there?
I struggle with all that, Poppy. I think... Yeah, so
especially
he's been off for a week, I assume.
Especially post. After checking out, Hobbs was about to burst away from that stoppage. Especially after the incident happened. The umpire was right there and paid a free kick. So,
and the disadvantage for the player, rightly or wrongly, that is, we've got the video footage that they will just review that.
Yes.
And they've been able to do that at half time and have a look at it to make a calculated decision to report him.
Yeah, and I get that. And I guess maybe they're compelled when a player goes off with an injury to revisit the video. Maybe that's the answer.
Look, they've been pretty good today. I think they've been great, the umpires today.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yep. Freeman with a quick kick inside forward 50 of the Magpies. Phillips is there. And the left foot Cheersling kicks a rip up. Finds Carpenter on the outer side. Defensive 50 for the Warragul Gulls. Gives it back to Carter. They've got some good young kids, this Warragul side. Kick to the wing. Carter's one of them. Nicely done. To James Davidson. One of Gippsland's live favourites. He loves to give his opinion, and he's more than happy to let me know about it when I'm wrong as well. Good kick to Fowler, who got shoved in the back.
Yep.
But my man, Braden Fowler's too far out to score.
Well, I never say never.
I've got a couple of favourites in this competition, don't worry. Fowler, unload from 60. Goes in the Hobbs direction, got the sit. Gets underneath it right, had one or two grabs. Ducks back into traffic, in trouble.
Oh, the umpire wanted to call that.
Said play on in the end. Boy was there, squeezed a handball to Hobbs. Hobbs goes out wide, a little twist and turn, and a kick. No way.
Oh,
are you kidding me?
Tell you what.
Are you kidding me, James?
Is that Harrison again?
Is it James Harrison again? He's kicked three quarter goals. Let me spit it out. I can't get it out. It's Harrison. He's kicked 4
third quarter goals.
Thank you.
There we go. Harrison's goal takes Warragul back to that 51-point margin. We're at the 18-minute mark of the third quarter, and on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, Warragul are now 14-7-91, leading Sales 6-4-40.
So without seeing the actual incident on video, it'll go based on the action of the player. So if he's gone and attempted a tackle or accidentally made contact with the face, which has caused quite a serious injury by the looks of things.
Yep. Because Shannon Lang has gone off to hospital, as we found out at half-time, thanks to Addy. But I did see the video, Beast.
What did you think?
It was more a reflex action of the arm going out trying to get the ball, and it got him high. Look, unfortunate. It wasn't no malice involved in it.
But I guess what do they? They say careless. They say head high.
Yep.
And they say
medium contact, low contact. Well, maybe worse if it. I suppose it might have been hard, but
yeah.
Hobbs is back out there though. Gives a handball to Lamb. This man Harrison's been having some sort of quarter. Wins the footy. Handballs out to Hobbs again. Goes down at ground level. Gets it. Loses it. Melissy Smith rips him off the footy when he doesn't have the ball. And a free kick's going to go Hobbs' way. Are we taking Harrison's stats at all? No.
No.
Yeah, well.
I can tell you one stat.
Yeah.
4 goals?
He's kicked 4 goals this quarter.
He's had at least 4 kicks, isn't it?
It's one of the better quarters we've seen from an individual. Hobbs goes inboard to Wibley. Unmanned in the middle of the ground is a big ruckman. Wibley goes short to Sanini.
20 marks to 4 this quarter, Warragul.
And Sanini looks up.
Look at this.
Going to go back to Hobbs, is he? Hobbs, yep, he's got it. 45 out, slight angle.
They're just playing smart footy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a little bit negative here on Melissy Smith. He just allowed Tom Hobbs to stroll past him. He wasn't running hard into the forward 50. He just strolled past him and he didn't do anything to stop him.
And it's a team game, isn't it? It's, you've got to work and help your teammates out, whether they're bumper bars or covering for an opposition for your teammate. Because they just did it again then. Hobbs just chipped over the top now and gives it to Jed Lamb, who's playing back, mind you.
I think those efforts are pretty much where Sale have been at today.
Yep. So Jed Lamb's on a tight angle, tighter than what Hobbs was, but maybe 5 metres closer.
If anyone can, though.
Yep.
Need to be Jed Lamb.
40 metres out, very tight angle. Hospital end of the ground, he's kept it skinny and he's put it through for a minor score. And the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard Minecraft movie, Happy Meal, has arrived. Hasn't Minecraft sort of blown up in the cinemas?
Hadn't it? Well, literally.
Gee whiz.
Literally.
Warragul 14.892, leading Sale 6.440.
Lockie Ronke drives his right foot out towards the coach in Johnson. Can't complete the mark. Hutchins will run onto it. One bounce, out of wing. Got some space.
Didn't go all the way.
2 bounces. Gets to 50. 3 bounces. Handballs over the top to a teammate. To Anea. Gets back. Although Cant was there for the... Picked off, though. Hall, 15 metres out, check side. Got the belly of the ball and missed everything. Put it out of bounds on the full.
Well, the sign over on the fence... Butcher is exactly what they just done with that. Absolutely butchered an opportunity to score then.
So bringing the ball back in is Masterson. Goes inboard through the corridor. Wibley's the target coming out of defence. He wanted to give it off and does. That was a slick little handball by the big man. And look at this, how pretty they watch, or how pretty they look. As Kaya gets on the end of it, goes to the left half forward flank. Can he find one out the back? At ground level, they've got the numbers as well. Nicely done. Isaac Wallace keeps the ball in the area. At the very least, they're breaking even. Whereas for Sale, they're under all sorts of pressure. Down by 52. Still minutes to go, at least a handful, you'd think. As the big fella, Jack, gets the hand down. Davidson coming through nicely. Over the top goes McLean. And he finds a teammate. He can't. He went searching for Grummich. Kick goes high. Not a lot of distance. I'm not sure they'll pay the mark. Hobbs tried to get rid of his teammate. Whitehill gets met by an opponent in Hughes. Running after it now. 3 or 4 players from either side. The umpire will come in.
Interesting with Warragul, given the scoreline, they've actually dropped... There's 2 players playing behind the football. One being the ruckman. The other one, I can't quite tell, but it looks like he's manned up now. Jed Lamb's standing on his own as well. So I don't know why they've got spare blokes behind the football when they're so far in front and they want to put the foot down a bit. Well,
yeah, exactly. Can you match him? Sale obviously rolling a few back, trying to limit the damage. I'll tell you what, Sam Grummich, there's not much of him. He's a lightweight, certainly when it comes to this league. However, he just ran into a brick wall called Jack Leslie, and I think he's still sort of trying to find his breath. However, he's played a good game. Whitehill from this stoppage for the Magpies. Barrels one inboard. Egmalesi Smith fights with Jed Lamb. They go to ground. Little slick handball from Cant to Hobbs to Lamb to Cant. Turned over. And now Ronke gives it backwards to Cutler. Back to Whitehill. Loses it. Here's Grummich again. He's found his breath. Kicks it to the top of the square. But Lockie Ronke takes the mark for the Magpies. Last line. Chips it over the top. In trouble. Tatterson. Ball now in dispute. Vinny Kaya rose. Left foot. Oh, wrong side of it. He loves a goal, does Vinny. Misses.
Margin now 53 points in Warragul's favour, 14.993 to a Sale 6.440. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, 24-minute mark of the third quarter.
All right, Lockie Ronke with his side hanging on by a thread. And, I mean, the game's gone, but it could really get ugly here as they go forward. Taking it nicely was Ronke. So there was one Ronke to another as the big man in Jack Leslie goes to the right half forward flank. And they've got the runner in Benny Hall, runs 20. Well, he centres this one up. He might have went for goal. Oh, that is the mark of the round.
What a grab.
Jack McLaren stuck up the mitt and took it down beautifully.
What a grab.
Geez, we've seen some good grabs today.
Beautiful mark and far better entry too. Instead of just blazing away and kicking to a short lead down the pocket, he centered that ball really well across his body. Gives your forwards a far better opportunity to have a good jump and grab. And that's exactly what we just seen.
This guy's talented.
Yeah, he's indeed. So McLaren, 45 out. Oh, he hit the left upright. Why don't you, not your day. It's not your day.
And that takes Sale to 6.541, trailing Warragul, who are in 14.993. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
So Jed Lamb is going to go short to Masterson. Plays on quickly. High kick to the wing. And Stern has to compete, one hand. Whitehill was at ground level. Hobbs is there as well. Wrigglesworth wraps him up. And we're going to ball up. Half forward flank for the Magpies. Only the one major this quarter. Warragul have extended the lead. Wibley. Leslie tapped it down though. Keenan Boys there. Taps it once, twice, left it. Wrigglesworth, inboard handball to Hutchin, to the coach, in Johnson. Chisels a kick to right. Couldn't complete the mark. Ground level working hard was Wrigglesworth. Umpire says let's ball it up. Patrick Mulqueen comes in.
It's great defending by Mulqueen.
Yep.
I think that was him who got the spoil in.
Certainly was. Leslie with a big tap, clears the area. And around the body, quick kick from Mason Anea. Masterson takes the chest mark. Just read it better off the foot.
They've been pretty composed, this back six, for most of the day. And as a result of that composure, their forwards have reaped the benefits as they go forward again. This time, Canty around the body. McQueen, left half forward flank. Now, nicely read by Will Leslie. Hasn't had one of his better days.
A better quarter, though, this one.
Yeah,
Played out of position for half a game.
Yeah.
Leslie along the line towards the half forward flank. Sale King to the scoreboard end. Right, feeds out a handball. Standing start. Johnston kicks to the advantage of his teammate there in Campbell. Around the body.
Yeah,
nice goal. Good finish. And Thomas Campbell, the only multiple goal scorer with 2 goals this quarter.
And that takes Sale to 7-5-47. They trail Warragul by 46 points. The goals are sitting on 14-9-93. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, the 27-minute mark of the third quarter.
Tell you what, Tom Hobbs is impressive operator, isn't he? The body size, the way he covers ground. He reminds me a little bit of Jack Viney.
Yeah.
Maybe kicks a bit better than Jack Viney, but
strong.
What's been super impressive about Warragul is their handballs in tight too. It's very much reflective of today's football, isn't it?
Yeah.
Instead of just long bomb kicking, they're very slick with their hands inside stoppages.
So Wibley and Leslie, double tap at it. Hobbs had to have a tap as well. Harrison gives a slick handball back to McLaren. McLean it was. Here's Vinny Kaya, 48, chips over the top. He's got Stern.
He's going to go in, surely, no?
Takes the chest mark, plays on, puts it over. Tommy Stern, good play by the Warragul side.
It's just too easy.
A good answer.
Just too easy.
And we're back to 52 points in the margin at the 28-minute mark of the third quarter. Warragul 15-9-99 on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, leading Sale 7-5-47.
And just the body language, you know, you looked at the defence for Sale, the body language, they've got no answers. They don't know what to do. It's been a day of hell for them.
What's got me a bit intrigued, though, I didn't see last week's game between Warragul and Morwell, how Morwell could do what they've done to Warragul. And then Warragul to bounce back away from home and do what they're doing.
Yeah, spoke to Warragul, a couple of players before we come on air, and they were really disappointed with that game against
right?
Morwell.
Yeah.
They were happy with the game, obviously, down at South Gippsland against Montague, but really, really disappointed. And it cost them in the first half. They didn't score in the first quarter against Morwell, and they were bitterly disappointed with that because they built themselves up for it. And I guess that's the difference at the minute, isn't it? They need to back up good performances because what we've seen today, this is very good. And they've got some good young kids, and certainly they like to spread it around. They've found a couple. Wibley drives it forward again as we go back to the call, and inside 50 again. Stearns there, handballs over the shoulder. Wallace tries to get it back to Hobbs. He does. Hobbs' handball, though. He's coughed it up now. Good pressure again from Grummage. Taps it once, twice, 3 times. Vinny Kaya overruns it, goes back and finds it, gives it to Wallace. Wallace's handball's turned over. Picked off by McDonald. They're still in it, though. Stearns there. He's looking for a runner. Play on, said the umpire. Freeman says, I'll grab it, and I just don't want it in my area. So he dumps it to the top of the 50. Although it's coming back because Masterson turns his opponent inside out. Stearns got the set. Over the back, one bite. Couldn't quite get it. Oh, no, you can't. No. James Harrison, you cannot do this. You've kicked 5 goals in a quarter. James Harrison. Oh, my goodness.
And the Warragul have topped the ton. They are 16-9-105. We're at the 30-minute mark of the third quarter. Their lead is now 58 points over Sale with 7-5-47. All of this on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
goodness gracious me.
I feel like the move's been made to put him forward. He has not played forward, I don't reckon, in the first half of the game. I feel like he was playing more, maybe a lot higher, maybe on a wing.
Certainly, and certainly through the middle as well. Could have been that extra mid as well in the first half and now just gone back. But gee whiz, hasn't he set this third quarter alight?
So, back in the centre of Sale Oval. I'm getting directions from Scud here and then trying to check my quaddie at the same time. I mean, it's not easy as the
free kick
ball comes out Sale's way. It's going to go to Zach Stewart for a push in the back.
Yep.
In defensive 50, he'll take this. I'm not sure we'll see another score before.
Boundary umpire with a nice little kick back.
Yeah, nice
to the
little punt
Warragul.
kick.
Yes.
Off they go.
He's having a little
Warragul
smile too. I think he's getting
There we go.
getting told about that.
Yeah.
So three-quarter time it is, and it's a match-winning advantage to the visitors.
Yeah, 58 points at the moment as it currently stands at three-quarter time. 16-9-105. Sale is 7-5-47, but that quarter all belonged to a man by the name of James Harrison. He kicked 5 goals in the quarter. Yep, that's correct. 5 goals in 1 quarter of play. Unbelievable, and he certainly had a day out so far. We might be having a chat to him a little bit later on for our Gippsland Live Player of the Day. It's three-quarter time. It's a 58-point margin in favour of Warragul. This is Gippsland Live. Thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland.
It's time for the goals of the week for round 2. Starting us off at number 1, Tyron Rees from Bairnsdale here. This is a beauty. He's at the back of the pack. He slides on it, keeps it in, and then from a really tight angle, threads the needle. A beautiful goal.
Finds something out of nothing as he went to ground and gets his first of the afternoon.
Number 2, Cooper Brown from Traralgon, who says forwards can't play defence. Intercepts that one, then just keeps it in like a waiter, and then delivers the goal. That is an absolute beauty. Number 3, Jack Hume here from Leon Gather on the end of a chain of handballs, just running home, and look at him slot it. That is a beautiful kick. Number 4 here, Luke Dyer here from Maffra. Ball comes out the middle. It's a bit of chaos going forward here. An important moment in the fourth quarter for Maffra. Just at the back of the pack, and then he just sticks the shoe out and threads it home. Number 5, it's a clutch time goal here. Scores are locked at 78 apiece. We're deep into the fourth term, and when you need your captain to stand up, this is what he does. He just stands up, bang, 2 grabs, takes the mark. 29-26 left on the clock, so we're really deep in the thick of it. Waltzes in and just goes bang. That is our goal of the week.
Welcome back to Sales Main Oval, three-quarter time, and 58-point margin in favour of the Warragul side. 16-9-105, leading Sales 7-5-47. Addy Howe at ground level before this final quarter starts. What'd you find out for us?
Yeah, boys, I really took the time to stay into the Sale huddle to see how they'll fight back. He really wants them to take the scoreboard out of it, and he thinks that every single player need to lift an extra 15%. They've got a pass plays event actually happening after, so he really wants them to prove to them how to play Sale football. The girls really just want to make sure they don't take their foot off the gas. All
right, thanks, Addy, for Carpet Country. Down at ground level, Sale get the first clearance through Leslie, and then a little toe poke from Hobbs, put it inside forward 50. For the goals, Egmalesi Smith came out to meet it. Good, don't argue. Gave it to Johnson. Now to Hall. They go backwards. Hall goes forward by hand to Ronke under pressure. Nice little slick hands. Gives it to McLean, and McLaren it is having a shot at goal. Gets to the last line. Play on, said the umpire. Fight at ground level. Kane Cutler's down there, and we're going to stoppage. So McLaren with a nice little kick. Didn't quite get the purchase he was looking on. Hitting it flush. As Leslie grabs it out of the ruck, Carter smothered it. Ball in dispute at ground level. Carter will push it through for a minor score, and Leslie gets up, hobbling, favouring the right knee and leg, and that's not what Sale want. They've already down Shannon Lang and also down Geordie Descent, and he looks like he's going to come from the ground, or he's just staying in the one spot at the moment. Keep an eye on that, will you, Beast? Meanwhile, Hefford has it. Half-back flank chips it over the top to Patrick Mulqueen.
I was going to say they're down 10 goals. Leslie's hurt. Lang's gone. Descent's on the bench.
And Warragul is moving forward again.
Yeah.
Pop. Hobbs with a little kick over. Harrison Cant's there. Leslie will close.
Clever.
It was 2-on-1. Hobbs now swoops on it, picks it up. Good tackle by Hall. Play on, said the umpire. Where's Leslie? Beast? Jack.
He's still out there.
Hasn't moved, mate.
It looks like he's freed up the way he's walking now. I don't think they can afford to take him off. I think you just need to keep him out there as a presence. Maybe just chuck him deep forward.
Ball thrown back up. Johnston takes it from the ruck, gives it to Leslie, dances around one, handballs off McLaren. He's been busy. The game's over. Whitehill, they feed it off. They do it nicely. On the end of it is Ben Hall. Goes short. Kick not great. Masterson tries to keep it in the area and does so. Free kick goes the way of Masterson.
Beast.
He's hobbling now. Has he just redone something then in that contest? Because he was walking okay, and
he's
then now hobbled off
again.
So here we go. The man who was seemingly reported, Tom Hobbs.
Well left.
For an incident in the second quarter that was reviewed by the umpires at half-time. He was subsequently sent off, and now Fowler finds Stewart back pocket. In fact, it was Stewart that found Fowler. Sorry, I had my shoes on the wrong feet.
Well, for the records, boy, 88 points is the biggest win by Warragul over Sale, and 8 goals is the most by a player. Mark Ridgway, 1981.
Oh, Ridgway, yeah.
Ridgway.
Played against Big Marky, a great cricketer as well. Fowler goes to the top of the square. Nicely done. I reckon that's a mark. Yeah, it is. Stern. Beautiful
Stern.
mark by Tom Stern. He's kicked a couple. Both of those in the first and third quarters.
He's a good size, good athletic player, and I think he just complements Braden Fowler really well. If they can leave those two down there and then add your smalls, gee, their forward line looks pretty handy. It allows Jed Lamb to stay back. This is a good setup.
So that record of 88 points is well within their sights with that goal. Now starting to edge closer to the margin I said, Paul Carter.
It's now at 63 points at the 3-minute mark of the final quarter, and it takes Warragul to 17-9-111, leading Sale 7-6-48.
I'll just get a quick update for around the grounds thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture. Gippsland, Darryl. Wonthaggi 13-11-89 over Druin 4-3-27. Bairnsdale 4-3-27. Leongatha 3-14-32. So a bit of wind might be playing some havoc up there at Bairnsdale. Over at Moe, it's Moe 15-7-107 to Maffra 4-4-28.
Interesting, that Bairnsdale game. Keep that up to date as it's going in that last quarter, Beast, for us, because that will be an interesting one. We said it was going to be a danger game. We'll just see how it pans out in this middle. The man the best on ground at the moment is Harrison. He won it but then left it behind. Socket off the ground. There it was from the coach of Sale, Johnson, and now the ball's in dispute on centre wing. Picked up nicely by Wallace. And Cant had the footy, lost the footy. Play on, said the umpire. Johnson goes again, gets Hobbs in a headlock.
Yeah.
That's a DDT.
I'm not sure you can...
Yeah.
And Hobbs is down. He's going to be helped up. And, yeah, Johnson knew he gave away the free kick as he's waiting to give the ball back to him. Hobbs says, I'll take it. I have a feeling they both don't like each other.
Yeah.
Hobbs gets called to play on, kicks down the line. Target is Stern. One bite, couldn't complete it. Nicely done again. David Harrison it is. Working hard in a tight spot with Cutler. And a ball up. 5 minutes into the final quarter. For Harvey Norman, the margin sits at 63.
Wibley takes the ball out of the contest, feeds it off just quickly. Nicely edged forward by Wallace. Top of the square, 30 metres out from Warragul's goals. Geez, they're intense in that forward 50. The ball doesn't come out without a fight. And at that time, it doesn't come out at all.
Tell you what, just on Harvey Norman, they've got some great furniture at the moment. I've been in there having a little bit of a shop. Mrs. wants to spend a little bit of money.
Okay, nice.
I had a mouse problem the other day at home.
Did you?
So I've had to get rid of the couch.
Decent sized mouse.
Found some droppings through the couch, and that was
Yes.
it. That was enough to get it burnt. So it's gone. And now I'm currently using a deck chair in the lounge.
Yeah, well,
Which
as
is
you would.
not great. So
Yeah.
Harvey Norman are coming to the rescue. I've got to get in there and catch up with me mate in there.
They look after you there, they do.
April super deals are on as well now, Beast.
Eyes light up when he sees me walking in. I know.
Yeah, I don't think you can look forward to a trade-in by the sounds of it.
No. I'll probably marketplace it.
Yeah, that's right.
Meanwhile, the margin's gone to 64 points. Warragul 17-10, 112 to 7-6-48. Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard.
Oh,
And they're
Wrigglesworth.
4 goals away, Warragul, from
Yep.
their greatest ever win, or at least equaling that, which is 88. And they're in a bit of trouble down back as well. Can they get themselves out of it? They can. Johnston goes short, can't find a teammate, and now it's going to require courage. Whitehill's got that and a bit of it. Grabs, kicks to the advantage of McLaren, and McLaren, in fact, Ashton White with the ball now. Can he find McLaren on the lead? He can't. Good defensive work. McLaren comes forward. He's met hard. He's held without the ball. He gets the kick.
That was a good follow-up, though. Really good follow-up from his lead. He just wasn't able to get in front of his opponent, but his follow-up after the contest was really, really good. Rewarded himself with a free kick.
So Jack McLaren goes short to Igmalesi Smith. Rolls around, left foot, 50 out. Oh, he lowers the eyes and nicely done.
Beautifully done.
Gee whiz, he is a good extractor of the football, isn't he?
Oh, he had me fooled. We're sitting right behind him, and I didn't think he was kicking there. I thought he was
unloading.
He was going to unwind.
And he forced Ashton Wright to go to the right position.
Yeah. Igmalesi Smith we're talking of. Beautiful left and right foot. Ashton Wright is on the end of it. He's going to have a shot from goal. Tight angle, but only 25 metres out.
Have we seen Thomas Glenn on the field as yet?
A little bit today.
Has he? Okay.
As Ashton Wright puts it through. Nice little goal there. The backman rolls forward and becomes a goal kicker. And then he goes and thanks Derek Igmalesi Smith, as he should, the youngster.
And we're back to a 58-point margin with the Sale now going to 8-6-54, trailing Warragul 17-10, 112 on the Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard.
They can still take some positive, Sale. I think if they don't allow Warragul to just continue to go forward and put a heap of scoreboard pressure back on, and they get a couple of goals themselves, they can take some good stuff out of this, particularly this last quarter, if they can do that. The game's all but done. We know that. But they can definitely take some good stuff away from this.
On the flip side too, Warragul will want to run out the game because we know that last quarter collapse they had against Wonthaggi and the first quarter that they didn't come to play against Morwell. So they want to put a complete 4-quarter performance together. As Thanini in the middle of the ground goes forward, but well read by Will Leslie. So still a lot to play out of this game because it is only round 3. Leslie goes laterally to Freeman. Freeman's got Butcher if he wants him. Looked, decided to go back towards Cutler. And Cutler will chip it over the top to Ashton right on the wing, just inside the field of play. Right, looks inboard, ignores, now goes back towards Will Leslie. Half-back flank, they're down by 58 points at the moment, holding on to the footy.
Switches on, that's where he goes.
On the outer side, find Hutchins, and
he's too worried about the man in the mark and trying to get a cheap 50 instead of moving the ball quickly.
Hutchins goes over the top to Leslie. They're still at centre-half back. They've had 6 touches.
Hutchison, they're always trying to get cheap.
Will Leslie's going to come lateral again. No, now he wants to go forward. That's the idea, north-south, and that's a beautiful kick to Mason Anea. Anea looks up. Presenting target is Campbell, although kicks to the right-hand side. Jack Johnson's 4 deep, can't complete the mark. Egg Smith at ground level. Out there is Sanini on all fours. Closing quickly there was Harry Tatterson to cause a stoppage. 55 metres out from Sales' goal. 10 minutes into this last quarter. Poor throw up by the umpire.
No one was really prepared to go up and contest that.
So we've got a boundary throw in.
Such is the evenness of this competition. We've seen last year how even the comp was. I think it was one of the most even comps in terms of scoreboard
margins
throughout the country of Victoria. Sale aren't a bad team. They've got some injury concerns that they need to deal with, but you know, if you're off on your day, anyone in this comp is going to pounce, and you just can't afford to be off.
No, you need to come to play.
It's a strong competition.
And it happens at every level, doesn't it? You know, whether it's AFL where Richmond 100%. Can knock off the Gold Coast, or
yep. Brisbane knock off St Kilda. I mean, you wouldn't have thought that
not in a million years. Especially when they were the Bears. Inside forward 50. Sail into attack. Trying to put some respectability into that scoreline. At the moment, it's all gone for them. This game's gone. They're close enough to 10 goals down at the moment, and we're 11 minutes into the last quarter. Johnston, forward hard, quick kick forward. Will they get another major? They won't. And the umpire will ball this one at top of the square.
Daniel Hutchison around the grounds, all thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture.
Yeah, just having a quick look at the Leongatha-Bairnsdale game on the live stream. It's a 10-point lead to Leongatha at the 23-minute mark of the last quarter. And it looks to us, Daryl, that the trees are not moving at all at Bairnsdale. So maybe some work to do for Leongatha throughout the week with their goal kicking by the looks.
Well, Joe, just on right on cue, I think Tom Marriott's just slammed one home for Leongatha to get it out to a 16-point margin there. So back here at the Sale, Davidson does well for the goals, got it in the middle of the ground. Cant's there, another build-up from Warragul. Nice little present and lead from Fowler. Open forward line. Good work by Hobbs to go back at him. And that's what I guess sometimes the youngsters just don't quite get. Everyone sucks back to the goals, and then you got to push back and present back to the ball carrier.
I'd love to know who is the forward line coach. I know they all have their line coaches now. Who the forward line coach is at Warragul?
Is it Anthony Pavey?
I don't know. I'm actually not sure. It wouldn't be.
He would take credit for it, wouldn't he?
Well, if it was Pavey, he would have went for the torpedo outside 50.
He'll take credit for the whole lot.
Good on him.
But they've done well. I know what you're saying, Beast. Hobbs, 45, pushed it across the face. Minor score. I know exactly what you're saying, because their inside 50 conversion today has been good. Their connection between mids to forwards has been great.
That's the connection, and even the forward, the leading patterns that we've seen, they've created space for each other. Yep. They've had a paddock in their whole forward 50.
Yep. And at times, Sale have put a couple back.
Yeah, exactly.
Ronke goes straight down the middle, finds Johnson. Johnson will chip it over the top to find Will Leslie. Runners, not there on this occasion. Leslie's got Egg Smith into the pocket, goes in that direction. Lamb closes, can't get there. Egg Smith right on 50. I think it's on his range.
Yeah.
But you'll know he'll be smart with a footy. Left footer gets to about 48, unloads on its way. I'll tell you what, how many more times can I praise this guy? Derek Egg Smith. Great goal.
And the margin back to 53 points. In Warragul's favour at the 13-minute mark of the final quarter. Warragul are now 9-6-60, trailing Warragul 17-11-113. Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. Liam Durkin tells us that Ben Crocker's kicked at least 9 goals today.
One out in the goal square. Egg Smith. And for the Magpies, it's the first time today they've got back-to-back goals.
He just makes it look very effortless, doesn't it, with his kick? He's so fluent. Very, very skillful player on both sides of the body. But particularly that left foot, it's an absolute weapon.
So 13 3/4 minutes gone to the final quarter. Gippsland live as a game of the round here on a Saturday afternoon. Anzac Day long weekend. And it's Warragul by a margin, a big margin, as the ball comes out, and it comes out through Harrison. He's been pretty busy today. We'll tell you more about that later. Nicely done, Hobbs, from the 45-metre mark. And just offline, a behind.
Jump the gun.
Margin back to 54 points, 17-12-114 Warragul to Sale 9-6-60. Harvey Norman computer scoreboard, 14-minute mark, last quarter.
It's been a big day. I've got cramp in my ribs. Poppy's just working that out for us as Will Leslie Poppy, I'm not sure I can commentate while receiving a massage.
Do your best. Do your best.
I cramped up in my hamstring and no one offered me a massage.
Will Leslie goes to the outer side. Hutchins takes the mark. Ugh.
You want happy ending?
Hutchins goes to the outer side. Poppy, enough. Finds Jack McLaren. Looks up, goes inboard, and can't quite find Whitehill. In the middle of the ground there was Mole Queen. Goes back and gets the footy. Nicely done, although come the other direction. I think that was handballed straight into the nether region there of McLaren. And now Warragul will go forward again. Davidson this time drives it in. Fowler doesn't quite get there. Freeman put one juke up. Can't quite complete it. Oh, and then Freeman socketed off the ground when it was over the boundary line. That's okay, is it? Lucky?
Yep.
Boundary throw in. 15 minutes gone. Final quarter for Harvey Norman Computers. And the margin is 54 points for this Warragul side. They're going to go 2 wins for the season, 1 loss. It's been a good start for them. And outside of 1.5 quarters, 2 quarters, they've had pretty good. Fowler grabs it out of the ruck. Blazed away. Whatever that road is on the side of Sale, it's now on the road. Is it McAllister Street?
McAllister, Cunningham, or is that a bit further over Cunningham?
Either way, it's the one to the left.
Doesn't
And that's
matter.
where the footy is. So a Sale local's just going to go for a bit of a wander. Take home the new Sharon.
17-13, 115 Warragul, leading by 55 points over Sale, who are 9,660 on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. 16-minute mark, last quarter just ticked over.
So new footy
I used to love that as a kid.
over the back.
Going to get the footy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't come back.
No. How many did you get?
Oh, I had a bag of them.
Ronke plays on, runs a long way, then drives it to the centre of the ground. Hughes is going to mark it. Been a negating player all day this afternoon. Gives it off to Wallace. Kicks around the body. Fowler. One bite. Looked for the free kick. Won it.
Got it. Yeah.
He had the one bite and then he got held by Will Leslie, and Fowler will go back directly in front. Man on the mark stands 40. He'll kick 45.
He kicked 3 in the first quarter. We haven't seen much of him since.
No, but to be fair, Harrison and him have worked very well all day.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So he got 3 in the first quarter. Harrison got 5 in the third quarter. And a couple of little cameos in between that with Wallace, Stewart and Stern to open up this last quarter. Fowler directly in front from 45. He's got 3 this afternoon. His side leads by 55. There's no pressure. On its way. And he's put it through. He likes it. The double cobra goes up. Fowler's got 4. Game's done and dusted, which it was a long time ago, to be fair.
And we're at the 17-minute mark of the final term, and it's 61-point lead to Warragul. They're 18-13, 121, leading Sale 9,660. Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard.
So a complete game for this Warragul side this afternoon. And a good bounce back after last week's, or the week before Easter, the disappointment loss to the Tigers. But as we've seen, the Tigers are a pretty good side. They challenged Terrelgan last night. So this Warragul side will look to knock on the door of the top 5. Back to the middle. Here's Wibley.
Here we go. Wibley gets a big knock. The left paw knocks it 10 metres on the end of it's going to be Hobbs. He just wants the ball to bounce and it won't come up for him, so he fights hard to keep it in the area, which he cannot. A quick kick forward came from Ronke and it dances around centre half forward. Just going to be a contest here, 50-50 contest, and nice work by Whitehill to open the door for Eglamesi, and he kicks forward, but it's going to be a free kick downfield, or is it?
No,
Free kick. Yeah, free kick, went too far. So they've got a chance to compose themselves again, has this Warragul side, and they come grandstand side, and they find Cooper Whitehill.
McLean it is. Pop. And they kick down the line, and Hobbs is there. Just get you a A-grade netball score. 50-metre penalty meanwhile, and Leslie took a step. Hobbs is going to have another shot at goal. A-grade netball, Warragul are the victors in A-grade netball. Renee Cook is our Gippsland Live player of the day. We'll get all the scores for you as this game ends out of A-grade netball. As Hobbs will have a shot for goal. Very slight angle, 40 metres out from goal. Hobbs was looking for his second of the afternoon. It's all one-way traffic. What was that margin, Paul? The greatest winning margin there for?
88.
88.
From 1994, it's currently 61.
So Hobbs pretty much directly in front. Shouldn't be an issue for the star midfielder, though it might be. Just a little one. And guess what, Beast? If you're at the back there at Sale, you've got yourself another football, because that's the second one over the fence.
And that kid, look at him go. Yeah. He's never ran so fast in his life.
Your son's definitely quick.
He's got a bike ready as well on the other side of the road.
I was concerned, though, if his mother finds out I've left him out there all day.
No, that's right.
But we've got 2 brand new Sherrans, so
And don't come back unless you've got 3 balls.
there's no excuse to not improve his kicking, that's for sure.
Yeah, good day.
18-14, 122 Warragul on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard.
Let's see if Tatterson can do this torpedo again.
52-point lead over Sale 9660, and Moe's 106 points up.
So, third footy. I think that one's done and dusted, Paul.
Yeah, I think so too.
Ronke kicks it out, looking for Tatterson. Leslie in the front spot will mark.
They were mentioning a record margin or something, so I was checking that.
What is that one? Do you have that? No?
I'll have that.
Would have thought it might be a bit bigger than that, I reckon, Moe. And good one-hander on centre wing here by Wallace. Kicks it
116.
Kicks it down the line. So there might be a few records being broken, or maybe just getting a little bit short of those. We'll work on that at the end of the game. This game's still progressing here as McLean goes inboard. Can't complete the mark was Wrigglesworth, but got a free kick for holding the man. And Wrigglesworth in his defensive back pocket. He's side trailed by 62 points at the moment.
So he looks to the left and right, and there's not a lot of movement. There's a lot of tired bodies. So he runs it himself and changes direction from the right back pocket to the left back pocket, where he's got another runner if they'd like to. And that was Ashton Wright. Goes straight down the gullet to the big fella, the coach. And the coach now in Jack Johnston. Can he find a teammate? He can't. They've spilt the ball over. They've done that a bit, but that's because Warragul have zoned defensively pretty well and found it hard for Sale to get through at any time. The kick came from Davidson, and now at right half forward flank, the boundary will eventually win out.
The Moe record for goals against Maffra is 12 by Ian Jennings, 1968.
All right, just got a quick message that another good spot to collect footies was down at Victoria Park, the Yarra Falls end of the ground. Plenty of hiding spots out there. Apparently new footies galore down at Vic Park. You'd have to be careful down there, though.
Oh,
you wouldn't want to get caught knocking off the footies from Collingwood.
No.
Happy to dob in Steve. I won't say his surname, but Mesrick sounds a bit familiar down there. Boundary throw-in back here at the nest. As you can see, this game has petered out. Looking for content in this latter part of the game.
I'll give you some content. I'm not a big netball enthusiast. I do like the
good
game.
sport, like it.
They're
Yep.
very impressive athletes, that's for sure. Tell me what a good score in netball would be.
Well, I would say anywhere above 50 is a very good score.
So
50
Moe A
goals.
grade today have scored 103 to 33 Maffra.
Wow, now that is exceptional. That's I would think, if you're looking at records, don't worry about any of the footy stuff. That could nearly be a record.
Their first 2 games were both past 80 goals.
I would think no one scored over 100 in the Gippsland League. Just quickly off the stats there. That is huge. That is a good one, Beast. Don't worry about Paul Carter and his stats. Daniel Hutchison, #1 stat man in the business, as Stern takes a solid mark inside forward 50.
A lot harder to steal the netballs too when they go out of bounds.
Yes, they are.
Oh, no.
You run on the court.
I'll tell you what, up at Morwell Park back in the day.
Are you a Morwell Park boy as
They
well?
used to roll down the
Yes, they did too. Yeah, that's very true.
Tom Stern.
You should just wait down there and...
So Tom Stern, slide angle. He's taken one of the marks of the day. We've seen some crackers on its way. Lovely kick of the footy.
Yep.
Snuck it home. It's another one for the Warragul side. Stern gets 4 in the afternoon. A very complete performance. 3 goals to 2 in the final quarter. Means they're going to win the goals as well.
He's had a big day, Tom Stern. I think he's been really impressive for that Warragul side up forward. Him and big Braden Fowler. I don't know, he must be on 3 or 4 himself.
Yep.
Along with Harrison, who's kicked 5. So fairly good even spread. Wallace 3, yeah. So they're really good even spread for Warragul today. Shared it around. They look to be a real threat, that's for sure.
Margin 68 points at the 24-minute mark of the final quarter, 19-14 to 9-6. Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard.
We probably should start thinking about who we're actually going to have a chat with, because it's a bit of a raffle at the moment.
Well, that's right. There could be 5 or 6 winners in there. Wibley had to do the ruck duties up against Johnson. He just left it behind and then said, I'll become a rover. Wins the clearance, kicks it though. Masterson read it well. Intercept mark. Goes to half forward. Hobbs has been very good. Stats for Hobbs, Paul Carter.
I'll get
just
it for you
quickly.
1 second.
Cant goes inboard to Grummich. And Grummich from 49. He loves a goal. He might just have a Zambrero ready. And it's on its way. Does he get another one? Doesn't matter. It's hit the post. Hobbs' touches, Paul.
29.
He's had a very good afternoon.
29 touches and he's had a 15-minute spell.
Yep.
So that's a good day out, isn't it?
19, 15,
Leslie
129 to 9660.
Leslie just ran onto the ground. I'm not sure if Addy's down there.
He's
and ran back off. I'm not sure if Addy saw.
All right. Addy at ground level. Anything in that?
Yeah, boys, that incident earlier in the quarter, he hurt the outside of his right knee. I think it was a bit of a waste putting him back on for that time, considering he was injured. But, yeah, he's come back off injured again.
All right. Well, that's worrying concerns, of course. Looking forward to the next few games for the Magpies. They've got to find something, but they've got some injury concerns. Lang, as we said, has gone off to hospital with an eye injury. Wish Shannon all the best, one of the best players that we have in our competition. We believe that Hobbs has been reported for the incident. And also Geordie Descent got a bit of an injury as well. And Jack Leslie's been off the ground this last quarter with an injury. So some injury concerns out of the Magpies with the games to come. Some worrying signs. The Warragul side all over them at the moment. 69 points. Masterson goes back inside forward 50. Fowler! Oh, nearly got it over the top.
Not finished yet.
Second effort was good. At ground level, squeezed a handball out. Didn't have some help there. Glenn was there. Squeezed a handball across to Tatterson. His kick goes back towards Wibley, though. Wibley gives it to Wallace. Wallace checks his kick, but reading it better is Lockie Ronke.
So they're going to make a trip down to Druin next week, Sale. With a few injured and battered players. We definitely know Shannon Lang won't play, and it's unlikely the other two guys might play, depending on how they pull up. But that's not an easy scalp either.
I wonder where that will be played, because they're not playing at Druin, so
you're right. So
find that one out. Meanwhile, a stoppage here as Butcher got dumped from LB Phillips. We're going to ball up.
That's at Trafalgar.
Yeah,
At Traff, the first game there.
First game at the Traff Rick Reserve.
Yep. So Wibley taps it down. Harry Ronke over the shoulder free kick against Cant. 27 minutes passed in this final quarter. Ronke's got a crook ankle too. He doesn't even want to take the kick. He has to. And he's saying, I'm injured. If you're injured, you've got to go off.
Well, is he cramped?
It's cramped. No, it's Ronke. Umpire says Ronke has to take the kick if you're staying on.
Handball it back. No,
yeah, and
there we go. Okay, everyone's happy.
Handballs to Tatterson. Tatterson goes Johnson direction, one hand over his head. And now Carter releases the kick. Beautiful to Stern. Stern will chip it over the top. Cant's there with Tatterson. Cant takes the mark, back pedals, open forward line.
Style of pushing back here with good numbers.
Yeah, they've got some numbers now. Cant goes in the Fowler direction. He's got a couple to beat. Front spot, Wrigglesworth. Free kick. Entertaining round 3. Started last night on Anzac Day, the night game at Terrelgan. A 3-point margin to the home side against the Tigers. Continued this afternoon, all the scores
good take
from around the grounds. We'll get to you those in a moment. Here it's a 69-point margin for Warragul. Been dominant all day. They led by 23 points at quarter time. Just continued on their merry way throughout the afternoon. Some other big games have happened as well. We'll get to them as Leslie has it on the outer wing.
So he goes from the outer wing to the left half forward flank where he's got a runner. And it appears to be Wrigglesworth, is it, or Freeman? Freeman's gone from half back to half forward. And the ball spills over the boundary line. Sailing to attack. They're trailing by 69 points, if you do not mind. It's better than 13 goals in a game that I think we all felt was reasonably close. It wasn't to be. Warragul a little bit better than what we thought. Maybe Sale not as good as we would have hoped as well, as Johnson tries to thread one through, can't find space, turnover, becomes a 50-50 ball. Thought a free kick, no, umpire will take control. Inside the centre square. So the tempo of this match starting to peter out.
Who are we going to have a chat to? Our Gippsland Live Player of the Day. I think Harrison's been great. He's kicked 5, he's set it alight.
Hobbs is the other one.
Hobbs has been very good.
He's been very good. I'd like to know his thoughts on the incident as well. Might get some inside knowledge and how that come about.
Always like to ask the hard-hitting questions.
Well, was it, I'm just interested, was he notified at the half-time not to come out? I wouldn't mind just knowing what the process is. I don't know it.
And he has played well. He's been super all afternoon. He's touched, had the footy 30-odd times, kicked a goal. Keenan Boy gets on the end of this one, and he might have a shot from 49. Unloads, but it gets it to the far side and misses everything out of bounds on the full.
Would be curious to know what he, because he would have been preparing to go out after half-time and going through his probably normal half-time routine, and to be told, well, when he was told, we don't know.
Because that changes from a coaching point of view what your setup might be.
Well, there it is. The final siren has sounded. It's all been Warragul. 19-15-129. They defeat Sale 9-6-60. A comprehensive victory, 69 points in the end. We're going to have a chat to the player of the day. We'll work out who that is. And, of course, we'll go through all our Zambrero goals of the day, the key stats, and, of course, we'll touch in with Addy down at ground level as well. As Sale have some injury concerns, Warragul play a good four-quarter game of football, and they have a great victory in round 3 away from home. You've been listening to Gippsland Live on TRFM, all thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland.
It's time for the goals of the week for round 2. Starting us off at number 1, Tyron Rees from Bairnsdale here. This is a beauty. He's at the back of the pack. He slides on it, keeps it in, and then from a really tight angle, threads the needle. A beautiful goal.
Finds something out of nothing as he went to ground and gets his first of the afternoon.
Number 2, Cooper Brown from Traralgon, who says Fords can't play defence. Intercepts that one, then just keeps it in like a waiter, and then delivers the goal. That is an absolute beauty. Number 3, Jack Hume here from Leon Gather on the end of a chain of handballs, just running home, and look at him slot it. That is a beautiful kick. Number 4 here, Luke Dyer here from Maffra. Ball comes out the middle. It's a bit of chaos going forward here. An important moment in the fourth quarter for Maffra. Just at the back of the pack, and then he just sticks the shoe out and threads it home. Number 5, it's a clutch time goal here. Scores are locked at 78 apiece. We're deep into the fourth term, and when you need your captain to stand up, this is what he does. He just stands up, bang, 2 grabs, takes the mark. 29-26 left on the clock, so we're really deep in the thick of it. Waltzes in and just goes bang. That is our goal of the week.